The holidays are right around the corner, which means holiday party season will be here before you know it. This year, how about a dead-end rendition on your holiday tradition? Get festive at your holiday party with a catered meal from Dead End Barbecue. Their holiday menu offers traditional dishes with a dead-end twist, like their smoked turkey breast and cornbread dressing. To find out more about how Dead End can help you with your holiday party, give them a call at 865-212-5655 or email catering at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The holiday party menu search is over.
Hey there, Swain event listeners. It's football time in Tennessee. While you're cheering on the Vols, you might be thinking, I would love to buy a home with a great place to entertain for games. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm tired of hosting all of these people at my house and we don't need all this space anymore. Whatever your plans may be, when you are ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call me, Jennifer Morris, at Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com, and go Vols!
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone! Jason Swain, touchdown!
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-255-03 is our telephone number to the BJR Waterproofing Hotline. This morning, all football talk for 3 hours and recruiting talk for 3 hours. No basketball talk. Just kidding. Brad Matthews is back in the Low T Center studio. We're live here at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Ben looking good this morning, man. Fresh cut. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. I do not have a fresh cut. I have a fresh face. I had to shave for a wedding.
You had to cut the hair, right?
Well, I guess when I think of fresh cut, I think of a haircut. That's what I refer to growing up. But fresh cut is a haircut in my world. So, but I got some errands to run after the show today. So had to look a little damper. Or a little dapper, not damper. A dapper. Gotta look good when I'm running my errands today. So, how's your weekend?
It was great, man. Got a chance to go to the Tennessee-Memphis game. I don't know if I would call it a good game, but it was really a good time to sit there amongst Vol Nation. It was a loud game. It was kind of cool to see Tennessee fans and the Memphis fans loud and proud. I mean, a lot of Memphis fans showed up and was loud during the game, honestly. Had a nice group behind us, and when Memphis started to make plays in the second half, man, you can really hear them. But it was a great college basketball atmosphere. I'm glad I was at the game instead of watching on TV because I saw where Vol Twitter was not too happy of the play-by-play by Dick Vitale. So I was at the game, had a really good time. Big thanks to Aaron and the crew for allowing me to hang out. I'll tell you one thing. There's some big old beers at those games.
Oh, yeah.
Those beers, man, that's a big old cup.
Oh, yeah. You're getting the tall boy in there. 24 ounces with some.
Wow, whew. So the last 45 seconds or so of the game, there was a dead ball, and I could not hold it any longer. I had to go use the bathroom. I had to go pee because of the beer. So, guys, crew, thanks for the beers. I appreciate it, but I couldn't even stand up for the last couple minutes of the game because I was trying to hold it so much. And so the last dead ball, I couldn't hold it anymore. And I did not see E. Pond's missed free throw. I did not know he missed that 1-and-1, but he did. And Memphis was able to make the plays late in the game and win the game. But I don't know if I would call it a good game. You know, if you are a basketball purist, if you like, you know, just basketball the sport, I don't know if I would call it a good game. Some bad shooting, some missed layups, Memphis 17 turnovers, and Tennessee only 9. Don't know how Tennessee lost the game, but we'll talk about it. Also, Penny Hardaway has some comments after the game that resonated with both fan bases. He basically admitted that the things that he said last year was not right. It was cringeworthy, and he used cringe when speaking about the comments and the quotes that he saw from things that he had said previously. And so now we ask ourselves, should this series continue? And for me, I say yes. I mean, I love what I saw on Saturday. I think two fan bases that's passionate about their team. Obviously, we can tell one program needs this game more than the other, but that's okay. Still a great basketball game. Still a great rivalry. And Rick Barnes and obviously Penny Hardaway talked. That's what Penny Hardaway said. So I don't know what those conversations were, but more than likely there was an apology. And Penny and Rick Barnes are better now than they were a year ago. I'm not going to sit here and say they're tight. I don't know that, but it seems to be like they're in a better place. So as a basketball fan, I would like to see this game be played again beyond next year.
Yeah, I think we all would. I think everybody in the state of Tennessee would. And I thought it was – I could tell that something had changed when the two teams entered onto the court right before tip-off, and both Penny and Rick Barnes were chopping it up there at half court, because I did not expect that at all. I didn't expect for them to ignore each other, but I expected a quick high-bye type of handshake. But, I mean, they sat there and they had a nice 15, 20-second back and forth, and they were both smiling, and it was different than what I expected. So for, you know, Penny to say what he said after the game, it makes sense now. It looked like a conversation following some type of conversation earlier in the day in which maybe apologies were swapped, and I tip my hat to Penny. I was really hard on Penny for his comments following the game last year, because I thought he was completely out of bounds. I thought it was completely unwarranted. I thought he was completely wrong. So I was very hard on Penny for those comments, and I'll tip my hat to him, because not every coach will sit up there and apologize and take the blame and say that his comments were cringeworthy and all of that. So I tip my hat to Penny, and hopefully this means that after next year's game in Nashville, Tennessee and Memphis will continue to play.
Brad, I want to get you in here. I want to first read Penny's comments post-game. He says, when I read those statements today, it kind of made me cringe a little bit. So I kind of understood what was going to happen, because I felt like it got misunderstood. But when I read it, it wasn't a good look. And Coach Barnes and I talked about it a little bit at half court, and, you know, that will never happen again. So it sounded.
Does he have those same comments if they lose the basketball game?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say yes. He seemed genuine by his comments.
And that's a great point, Ben, because watching the video is completely different when I'm just reading those words on paper, reading that quote from Penny postgame. Mm-hmm. Watching the video of that postgame presser, I saw a genuine Penny apologizing, and where he could have had that stage, nothing but a grin from ear to ear, soaking that moment up, didn't even have to talk about Barnes. He could say next question if he wants, but he took time to speak on it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that I think that spoke volumes to their situation.
I think the only thing that really matters is the conversation that Penny and Rick Barnes had face-to-face. That happened before the game was played. So there was no winner, there was no loser at that point. So if Penny said all the right things, and apologize to Rick Barnes or whatever happened. But let's say the error was cleared at that point. For me, it just doesn't matter what was said publicly if Tennessee had won or lost that basketball game. Penny could have got back to Memphis today or tomorrow and then issued a public apology. I'm not sure that we can call his comments from Saturday a public formal apology, but he did admit fault. He did say it was not a good look and it would never happen again. But I did see some questions out there on Twitter like, well, if he would have said those things if Memphis would have lost. And to me, well, they had that conversation mid-court before the game started. So I want to see the game be played again, not if Tennessee is shooting 20% from the field. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that again.
Fans deserve it, though.
I don't want to see that. Fans deserve it, yeah. Fans deserve it. Both fan bases deserve a Tennessee-Memphis matchup. That was fun.
How much do you think the buildup of, I think, negative energy affected the ugliness of Saturday's games? Because you and I were talking before the show, and at least I do believe that the reason the whistle was blown every 2 seconds was because of last year's events and because the referees were trying to have a stranglehold on the basketball game, and it hampered both teams at time. You pointed out Lamonte's foul call near midcourt when the Memphis player pushed off on him. That should not have been a foul call on Lamonte Turner, and then it also worked the other way where Memphis was called for some fouls that maybe should not have been a foul call. So how much do you think last year's game and kind of the negative energy following the game and the build-up and maybe the social media back and forth, how much do you think that had an effect on the fact that it was a bad game, sloppy game?
I mean, you can look at the first 2 or 3 minutes, but I don't look at it the entire game because as a player and as a coach, your job is to adjust to the referees. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going to tell you how they're going to let you play the entire game in the first couple of minutes.
Were they consistent enough for you to do that though yesterday? Or Monday, excuse me.
I mean, I thought they were pretty consistent. I mean, they had some bad calls. I mean, Fulke got robbed on one. He got beat up and robbed. It was a clear foul. They missed that. I mean, you're going to have calls that are missed. I mean, it's the human element of the game. I don't think they were terrible. I don't think they were great. But I thought early in the game they had let you know that they're going to call
everything, hand
checking, and they're going to call those fouls. So as a player, you have to adjust. Pons had to go out. He had 2 quick fouls. Had to go out, and at the beginning of the second half, on one of his blocks, I was a little nervous that he would pick up his third within the 2 minutes of the second half. But it was a great block. He did a really, really good job. But Bowden had to go out. He had some foul issues, so you have to adjust. Princess Achua, I mean, he didn't have a great game at all. He had more fouls, I think, probably than points or field goals. So Memphis, they had to react to the officiating as well. They had some guys in foul trouble. But really what it comes down to is Tennessee's senior players, what are supposed to be our 2 best players, were not even our best player for Tennessee on Saturday.
Not even.
That was a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
That was Josiah James. And the second best player was John Fulkerson.
Yep.
Those 2 were the best players on the court for Tennessee, and that's the story. Jordan Bowden was 20% from the field. He shot 2 for 10, made 1 3-pointer, and that 3-pointer was in the second half. That's the story. Lamonte missed two layups right at the basket, and I was behind. I was in section 113, so I was behind the goal on the side of the visiting bench. And so I was right there. I mean, he got to the basket, did a really good job, jump stopped, had a lane, but didn't finish. And for me, that's kind of the story of the day.
You can look at, the shooting statistics for some of your scores, some of your lead guys, and in basketball we know you're going to have an off shooting night, right? But look at Lamonte Turner in comparison to Jordan Bowden. Neither had a good shooting day, obviously, but Lamonte was impacting the game outside of scoring the rock. He had 5 rebounds. He was assisting the basketball. He was getting steals. You didn't see as much of that from Jordan Bowden, who is critical on both ends of the court for this Rick Barnes basketball team. So he's got to get more action in there. He's got to impact the game, whether his shot's falling or not.
No, that's a great point, Brad. And Lamonte did not play well, but at least he found a way to get on the glass. He had 5 rebounds. Jordan Bowden had 1. Lamonte Turner had 2 steals. Jordan Bowden had 0. Now, Lamonte had 3 assists and Bowden had 2 assists, but those two have to play better. Any game in which Bowden's first bucket comes within the first minute of the second half, Tennessee is going to lose. Anytime Lamonte's first bucket comes with 2 minutes left in the game, Tennessee is going to lose. So, I mean, that was the story of the game right there. Missed shots from everybody, missed open shots from everybody all throughout the team, all over the court. Wide open threes were missed. Some were air balls from the three-point line. That can never happen as a SEC basketball player, as a Division I basketball player, in my opinion. Naturally, it will happen every now and then, but to have multiple in one game, that is ridiculous. And you had guys who, when they caught the basketball, they freaked out.
Olivier.
Yes, the moment was too big for Olivier Camois, and that is disappointing because with Urosh out, Tennessee has to have him.
Yeah. Olivier looked like he saw two ghosts every time he got the basketball. His eyes got big. Had an air ball on one of them. He's gonna be a good player, but that moment looked too big for him.
Yep.
It may not have been. He may tell you that it wasn't, but what it looked like the moment was too big for him. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We're live here at Beatty Chevrolet Parkside Drive. Take our first break of the day. Swain Event, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local, so you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Gentlemen, are you feeling tired and grumpy? It could be low T, or it could be sleep apnea. Millions of men not only suffer from low T, but also undiagnosed sleep apnea. Low T Center provides a complete health assessment to check all of your levels. And right now, they're offering a $49 home sleep test to find out if you have sleep apnea in the comfort of your own bed. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to take care of your health. And most health insurance is accepted. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. We're live here at Betty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. I encourage you, still got time, folks. Christmas is 9 days away, and I encourage you to take part in the Emerald Youth Christmas Store, emeraldyouth.org /Christmas, where you can make a donation or you can drop off a gift right here at Betty Chevrolet, and that goes to the Christmas store there with Emerald Youth. And what that allows is for parents to be able to purchase presents at a discounted rate for their children for Christmas. And so we would really appreciate your help and your participation. Just go to emeraldyouth.org /Christmas to help stock the Christmas store. 9615 Parkside Drive. We're live here at Betty Chevrolet. Tennessee, Memphis. Obviously, Tennessee loses the game. I'm still in shock. I was sitting there about 30 to 45 minutes after the game, just sitting there, just in shock. Tennessee was up 10 points at one point.
Was it 15-5 and 17-7?
I mean, up 10 points, was controlling the game, and Penny, people know Rick Barnes is a better coach than Penny. Yeah, I mean, Rick Barnes is right at 699 wins, and that would have made it 700 wins. Only 20-something coaches can say that in college basketball history. We know that Rick Barnes is a better coach. But Penny, with a great coaching move when his offense was stagnant, when Tennessee's offense was making the extra pass and had a really good rhythm and found themselves up 10 points, Penny went to the full court zone press. And Tennessee didn't turn the ball over against the press, but what Memphis was able to force Tennessee to do was take some early shots. Olivier Camois tried to take an early three, and it had no shot. And when you have those long shots, it helps the transition offense of the other team. There's long rebounds. Now you can get out and run, and that's what Memphis was able to do, get to the basket, get fouled, and make free throws, and then they climbed back into the basketball game and took the lead by one going into halftime. I'm sitting there, and the whole arena is quiet, shocked, like, what just happened?
Which is really unfortunate because it was such a great crowd, and watching/listening on TV when Tennessee would do something well, I mean, it seemed like the arena would erupt in Tennessee's favor, and it's really unfortunate that Tennessee had a true home court advantage, and yet we weren't able to take advantage of it.
No, we wasn't, man. We wasn't. Josiah said it. Josiah James is wise beyond his years. He said it. He said the fans did their part and we did not do ours. And he's 100% right. The fans did their part. They were loud. It was packed in there, but some of the players did not. And listen, you have bad nights. You have bad days. And this basketball team is not set up like last year's basketball team where you can play bad and still win games. How many times, even when Tennessee was number one in the country, that we wouldn't play all that well but still win, and we had people that was like, man, I don't know about that win. That turning the ball over, making bad decisions, some of our three-point defense last year, we told ourselves that's going to get us in trouble at some point. Mm-hmm. We're winning games, but we're not playing like we did when we was not ranked number one in the country. This team is not good enough. We're not good enough for Lamonte and Jordan Bowden and Pons to combine for 2 points in the first half.
Nope.
We're not good enough to do that. We're not.
No.
We're not. Simple as that.
No. I mean, and I believe the stat was Lamonte Turner and Jordan Bowden was 0 for 10 combined in the first half. You mentioned the 2 points between the three of them. Those 2 points were from Pons.
Yep.
That can't happen. I love Yves Pons. I love his game, but he can't be your your number 3 guy. Or, I mean, excuse me, your number 1, number 2 guy. It has to be Lamonte Turner. It has to be Jordan Bowden. And the most disappointing one to me is Jordan Bowden, because with Lamonte, his shoulder is killing him right now. I mean, that's really all there is to it, to the shooting. Is he taking a bad shot here and there? I do think so. I think maybe he's pressing too much with the shot, maybe with the shoulder and the fact that he can't really get into a rhythm. Maybe he should take a small step back rather than putting up 10, 15, 18 shots a game. I know he only took 10 or 11 on Saturday, but Jordan Bowden can't go 2 for 10. I mean, he just cannot with the way Lamonte's shoulder is right now. Lamonte barely even practiced last week. On Friday, he was in St. Louis. On Friday, Lamonte was in St. Louis the day before the game. I mean, his shoulder is just a really unfortunate issue right now, and I don't know what you do if you're Rick Barnes, because you need him on the court. But in terms of shooting the basketball, he's in a way hurting the team, obviously by missing so many shots. But also, when you're a shooter, the best way to get out of your shooting funk is to keep shooting the basketball. So I don't know what you do with Lamonte going forward with that shoulder. Do you sit him like they did last year and hope that Josiah and Bowden and maybe Devontae Gaines can bring the ball up the court? Do you try to lean on those 3 here for a while until conference play? I know you've got a tough game on Wednesday night on the road at Cincinnati. I know they lost a bad game over the weekend to Colgate, but that's still a team that you're going to have to show up and play well against to beat. You have Wisconsin the Saturday after Christmas, so next Saturday. So those are 2 big games right there. Do you sit Lamonte going into conference play and try to let that shoulder heal? Barnes sounded confident that after giving him some time off this week that they can manage it going forward. But, I mean, it's the same message after every game, and it's not getting any better.
There's nothing Rick Barnes can really do besides continue to coach him up, show him the film, and try to correct the mistakes. I mean, you just don't have the personnel to just sit Lamonte down. Right. You just don't. I mean, you are getting an addition to the guard position second semester, but what about now? What about help now? And so I saw comments like, "You got to sit Lamonte for who? Who's gonna start at point guard and continue to play point guard?" Josiah, you can put him at point. At the end of the day, he's still a freshman, and I don't know if the offense will flow as well with Josiah in. One thing we can say about Josiah, man, he is a problem on defense.
Yep.
He is a problem for opposing teams on defense. He was in the passing lanes really well against Memphis. Had a block shot. He was getting it done on both sides of the court. Made 3 threes, and they were in rhythm, wide open shots at the top of the key, and he did not hesitate. He let it fly.
That was the best he shot the ball since he got to campus in a game. And hopefully he's kind of breaking out of his rust that he had early in the season. Rick Barnes talked about it those first couple of games, how he missed essentially all of training camp, all of the month of October, because he had that hip injury, had a groin injury as well, couldn't really practice, never made it through a full practice, never really played with Lamonte or Bowden in practice, so that kind of explained his slow start to the season. But now it really looks like he's starting to snap out of that, and that would be a huge development for this team because they need somebody to take the pressure off of Lamonte, and right now Bowden isn't doing it.
I'm going to say it. I don't know if anybody else is going to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Say it.
The University of Tennessee is a football school.
Mm-hmm.
We make jokes about being a basketball school. It's not a basketball school. It's a football school. We're just doing really well with our basketball program right now. And our basketball program, as far as success, is ahead of our football program. But this is a football program. In order for our football program to be successful, you need really good players. You need really good players from East Tennessee and the Tri-Cities areas. You need really good players from the Mid-State. And you need really good players from the Memphis area. And I need to remind some people of that, because Memphis, at the end of the day, is part of Tennessee. You can't be a football fan and want players from Memphis to come here, but then you trash an entire city. How prideful are we about Knoxville?
Very.
I'm from Alabama. I'm prideful of where I'm from. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. And I make jokes about being from Alabama and, oh, my gosh, I'm from, that's Bama territory, whatever. I'm proud of where I came from, because where I came from made me who I am today. I'm proud I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. You're not going to sit here and trash my city and then expect players from my city to come to the school. That don't make any sense. Memphis is a beautiful city. I love Memphis. Every time I've been to Memphis, I've had a great time. I've been to the Lorraine Hotel and just chills from my fingertips down to my toes. Present. Goosebumps. You can see them on my arms. I love the city of Memphis. Love the city of Memphis.
You can dislike a university without trashing the city as a whole, or that region of the state.
I just don't understand how we sometimes as fans can get overboard with some of the things that we let come out of our mouths. You just can't be a football fan and want the Tennessee football program to be good, get really good players, and think that trashing a city inside of your own state is smart. You got Jerome Carvin. You got Eric Gray. You got a bunch of dudes from Memphis coming in this year. There's a good relationship with a lot of high school coaches in Memphis with Tennessee football. Memphis is a great city.
Yes.
It's a great city. And I didn't spend much time on Twitter over the weekend. I didn't see a lot of stuff. But I know how sometimes we can overstep our boundaries. And I'm just speaking about some of us. I don't want to paint the picture with a broad stroke talking about our fan base. Just a fringe, small minority. But it needs to be said. There's a rivalry between Memphis and Tennessee, and that's great. The schools, there's schools. And as much as we joke around about how do you like Memphis basketball and Tennessee football, in a way I kind of understand for some of those Memphis basketball fans who grew up, because Memphis, they do have a us versus everybody mentality because of some of the stigmas that's attached to Memphis, the city, with the violence and
the wrong stigmas.
Yeah, the violence and this and that. And I've never felt in danger or threatened in my life the times I've been to Memphis. I enjoyed myself each and every time. So there's violence everywhere. There's violence everywhere. I've been shot at in Huntsville, Alabama. I never got shot at in Chicago. Never got shot at in Memphis. But I've been shot at in Huntsville, Alabama. So there's violence everywhere. And so I just want to remind folks, and there's jokes, but then there's comments that are not jokes that kind of go overboard. So there's trash talk, there's friendly trash talk, and then there's over the line disrespectful stuff. And I just hope that we kind of keep that in order. We want players from Memphis. You don't disrespect a young man's hometown. These players want to represent where they're from. But at the same time, they still want to go to a place that is going to help them be a better football player and a better student and a better man. So they're going to pick Tennessee. And they're going to rep where they're from. Just like when I came to Tennessee, I want to rep the 256. I want to rep North Alabama. I want to rep my community. I want to rep my neighborhood. I want to rep my city. No different. No different. 865-250-503. When we come back, we'll go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Be right back.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. We all know that Vol Nation is all over the country. Traveling to games is a fun time for the entire family, but deciding where to stay can be a bit stressful. That's where the Big Orange Faithful at the Hampton Inn downtown come in. General Manager Stephen Lawrence and his team go over and beyond to make sure that you have the best stay in their brand new rooms. They have the cleanest rooms in the game, which include flat screen, microwave, and fridge. Not to mention breakfast is included in the room rate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the best part. The Hampton Inn downtown is less than a mile from Neyland Stadium. While you're planning your game day trips, be sure to check out Hampton Inn online at hamptoninn.com and search Knoxville. Book Hampton Inn downtown today.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Live here at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. It is a Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Let's take a trip to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Let's bring in Vol Nation in here. Vol Nation, good morning.
Morning, family. How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Getting this Monday morning started. I appreciate you sharing what you just shared a few minutes ago because, you know, people make comments and things of that nature. I'm from Memphis, born and raised. And so, you know, saying that, school is trash or whatever, being upset about the game, well, that's one thing. But like I say, I try not to make things personal when you start talking about people's city and all that, or or maybe an individual or whatever, but because these are kids or young men, I should say. So, we do rep. Everywhere I've gone, whether it's in the military, I've traveled everywhere across the country and overseas, and whether I'm playing basketball or in my profession, as a nuclear medicine technologist. So where are you from? I'm from Memphis. So I'm always repping my city because that's where I'm from, and I'm representing them, and so very prideful for that. And these kids are too. So when we open our mouth and we put something out there in the Twitter world or somewhere on multimedia, understand it goes out there. You can't really get it back. And we're trying to improve this football program. And so we want to make sure that, especially we're in our state, that we can draw borders around it and give these kids an option to be able to come up here and play for the University of Tennessee at Knoxville and be proud to represent their state outside of Memphis, and actually in the state's program of University of Tennessee in Knoxville. So, I appreciate you sharing what you shared, because I think it was good for people to hear that, because I put that out there yesterday when I saw that one of the guys saying, hey, send me everything so that way we can push this down here and show our kids what University of Tennessee fans think. I was like, see, this is the problem. You know what I'm saying? We're taking things too far, and we don't even realize how we can hurt our program.
Yeah, there's people in Memphis that feel like that this part of the state looks down on Memphis, looks down on them, and there's a group of Memphis folks, fans. I mean, Memphis the school, a group of fans who feel like why are we letting our kids from our city go to Tennessee, where Tennessee fans don't even care about those kids' hometown? And I understand kind of where they're coming from. I mean, if you're Eric Gray, of course you represent the 901. You represent Memphis, and you came to Tennessee. We know that the University of Tennessee provides some better opportunities than Memphis football. Now, the football program itself, Memphis is in a better place. They've won more recently than Tennessee. But when you talk about exposure, playing on national television each and every day, each and every Saturday, having an opportunity to play against Alabama, play against Georgia, play against Florida, and it be a primetime game on ESPN or CBS, you don't get that with Memphis. And so we understand the advantages of going to Tennessee from Memphis. But I had a lot of teammates from Memphis, a lot of friends today from Memphis that I played with. I think about guys who played before me, the Andre Lotts, the Cedric Wilsons. And Cedric Wilson brought a tone to this football program because he was right there from Memphis and Melrose. And so it just doesn't make sense to kind of talk out of both sides of our mouth when we try to diss the city, but then we want players from that city to play football. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No doubt. I appreciate that, man. Totally agree.
This
to the game a little bit.
You diss the school all day long. This the school. Yeah, this the school, no doubt. But the city, come on, that don't make any sense. But go ahead, man. Sorry about that.
No. You good. But yeah, looking at the game, man. Like I said, it was overall just a really bad game. I think overall the pressure of the game maybe it got into both sides a little bit. Of course, with Memphis you got a lot of freshmen. With Tennessee, of course, you got a little bit more senior leadership on the floor and things of that nature. But Josiah is a beast, man. He is talented. He's a star in the making.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see what Tennessee looks like next year if he can hold his recruiting class together, which I'm sure he can. Because now you're getting these 5-stars in, you're getting these playmakers in, like Josiah, that halfway through the season they're going to be in beast mode, and they're going to be something special to watch. I can't wait to see it. But looking at that, Josiah outplayed his senior late leadership. I mean, I realize Turner is hurt and things of that nature, but he went out there and it looked like the moment was not too big for him. He went out there and balled out and did what he needed to do. But like you said, I think the key of the game was when Tennessee went up by 10. And then all of a sudden, Pons got into foul trouble. A few other people got into foul trouble. They started having to flip the roster a little bit, pull people off the bench. And Memphis went into that trap mode. They started being very aggressive. They started pressing the ball, slowing things down, disrupting the offense. They held Tennessee, quote unquote, to 25% shooting. And they did miss a lot of shots. But at the same time, what I did see was they had a hand in their face as well. Mm-hmm. And Tennessee was up in their chest. They were pressing the ball. They tried to contest every shot. and they forced them to have to really shoot from outside a lot. And inside, they had rebounds. They were out rebounding them 44-32. And looking at the front court in itself, Pons and Folke compared to Jeffries and Precious Aquinas, they outplayed them a little bit. They beat them 19-15 as far as inside the numbers for them. And then looking at the guard play, Memphis guards, with compared to Lamonte and Bowden and Josiah, looking at Boogie and Lomax and Ba and Harris, they scored 32 points, and Tennessee's guards scored 24. So it's not a huge difference, but in that type of game, it became huge. And then hitting those free throws down the stretch and do what they need to do, they were able to pull out a scrappy game, and that's what it was all about. It wasn't about out coaching and thing. It's just they made a few more plays than Tennessee did, and so that's kind of how it ended up. And I didn't think it was going to be as ugly as it was, because some of the shots that Tennessee was missing, they normally make. Some of the shots that Memphis was missing, they normally make. And so it was just overall a bad shooting performance, but both teams were playing hard. Both teams wanted to win, and somebody had to lose, somebody had to win. And, for Memphis, it was almost a validation for Penny, because they hadn't beat a top 25 team, quote unquote, this year. So it was good to be a home win for him, but it's a validation for him as well to beat someone.
It was a big win for them, Vol Nation. Thanks for the phone call. It was a big win for Penny. Penny's first signature win, and you don't get a signature win if you're Penny if Rick Barnes and Tennessee basketball program is not respected. Tennessee is in the position that they're in right now because of Rick Barnes, because of our fans, because of our players. And so I understand not renewing the rivalry because this only gives Penny and Memphis the opportunity to kind of build clout off of us if they win that game, if they win this game. And they did on Saturday. We'll see what happens next year. But this was a signature win for Penny. And I don't want to sit here and say that Penny outcoached Rick Barnes because all he did was go to a full court press and Tennessee broke it. We just couldn't make shots. Simple as that.
They freaked out once they got set up in their half-court
But we always jump to, he outcoached this person.
But you can say he had his team ready to play. They came in, they didn't bat an eye, and that's one of the youngest teams in the country.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams were ready to play.
I disagree. Both teams were not ready to play. The game was 15-5 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. That was
speaking
an ugly
not from
start.
an execution standpoint, but coming out with that type of energy in that environment, knowing what took place last year. I was impressed with the young kids in blue.
I guess I look at it as in a different light, where I thought both teams came out with the wrong type of energy. I thought they were too amped up. I thought they were too anxious. They were too jittery because of everything that happened last year, and I thought that was a big reason why both teams struggled early on.
So how does that mean that you're not ready to play? If you're amped up, if you're ready to go, I mean, if the ball's not falling, that means the ball's not falling. That doesn't mean you're not ready to play.
When you're dribbling it off your foot and just dropping the basketball when it's passed to you and making incorrect passes, that's not ready to play in my mind.
I don't.
I agree. I agree with you on the missing shots. That's just part of basketball. Like you said earlier, you're going to have games where you just show up and it's just a bad day at the office. That's what Jordan Bowden had. I mean, he missed shots. Olivier missed 2 or 3 threes, I believe. Yves Pons missed a couple of threes. I mean, that's just a kind of part of sports. You're going to have bad days, but I can excuse that. But I'm not going to excuse dribbling it off your foot and passing to the wrong team and just horrific turnovers by veteran players.
We had 9 turnovers though. We only had 9 turnovers. Memphis had 17. It's one thing to be nervous. It's another thing to not be ready to play, and your energy is not where it needs to be. You don't know your assignment. You're in a different space. It looks like you're in a different world mentally. I don't think Tennessee was like that at all. I just thought that we made some mistakes, and then at the end of the day, we were 15% shooting threes, and then 25% from the field goals, from 2-point field goals.
And we were still in the game.
Yeah, I don't look at it as us not being ready to play.
I also said both teams were not ready to play in my mind. You had Josiah Jordan-James who missed 2 dunks. It was just little things like that you don't see in other basketball games, and I thought that it was a result of there maybe being the wrong type of energy. I thought they were too anxious for the game. You're not going to see Josiah Jordan-James miss 2 dunks within a 5-minute span the rest of the season.
But
two easy dunks. That, to me, that is him being a little too amped up.
But that doesn't mean you're not ready to play. Being not ready to play means mentally pre-game you're not taking time to think about your assignment, that you're not into the game. That's just making a mistake. You just missed a dunk. That's not being not ready to play. Not being ready to play speaks to your preparation and lack thereof. I just think that's the wrong term.
We can go back and we can look at the game, and we can look at Lamonte and Bowden trying to redirect the offense and trying to get guys to space properly. Guys were running down the court and to the wrong spot on the floor, wherever they were supposed to be. It looked like Lamonte was trying to get one guy to go that way. Bowden was trying to get one guy to go that way. Barnes was yelling his head off from the bench. Tennessee looked all out of sorts to me. I did not think they or Memphis, you mentioned the 17 turnovers for Memphis, and Memphis was down 15-5, 17-7 at one point. I didn't think either team was ready to play.
Look at Georgia State football game, the Tennessee football team. That was a game where you can say they were not ready to play. Mm-hmm. They were lethargic. On top of making errors, they mentally was not in the game. Their body language was terrible. That's not ready to play in my world. On Saturday, I thought both teams were ready to play, but they came out and it was like 2 boxers in the ring. They just didn't want to punch. And then Josiah James made the first 3, and that was the first punch. And then they started to kind of get loose and start making some plays and getting after it a little bit. But the first 2 minutes of the game, teams were basically circling the ring like 2 boxers. Yep. I thought both teams were ready to play. It just was a sloppy start to the game, and you had some mistakes and you had some poor shooting. 865-255-03, B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. 17 turnovers for Memphis, 9 for Tennessee, and Tennessee had 8 extra possessions. But when you shoot 15% from three-pointer, when you and your opponent almost shoots 40%, what do you expect? When you shoot 25% from the field and your opponent shoots 34% from the field, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Got out-rebounded by 10. I thought we did a really good job contesting shots. We had 5 blocks. I'll tell you a player that I'm really impressed with how assertive he was, and that's Drew Pember. Drew Pember was trying to catch a body the first 30 seconds he was in the game.
It was the first 4 seconds he was
he tried to dunk on someone's face. I love that.
I am purchasing stock on Drew Pember Island. I just want that to be known. I think Drew Pember is going to be a really good basketball player. I don't know what type of basketball player in terms of like what his strengths will necessarily be, but as a freshman in the first, 9 games of his college career, every game that he has come into, he has just found a way to impact the game positively. Not necessarily, in 10 points, 12 points a game or anything, but he makes his free throws.
Yep.
He makes the extra pass. He makes the correct pass. He's always where he needs to be on the defensive end. He's diving and trying to chase down loose balls going out of bounds. And he just makes basketball play. He's a good basketball player. So I don't know if he'll ever be a volume scorer or a lockdown defender, or I don't really know what his strengths will be, but I know he comes in and he makes things happen. He does all the little things that you have to do to win basketball games.
Let's go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline, and let's bring in Chuck and then Zach. Chuck, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I'm enjoying the topic. Just want to call in. I actually grew up in Memphis as well. Grew up in Fraser, suburbs of Memphis, and I agree. I'm glad that we're back in Memphis pulling players. You need to stake out Memphis. There's a ton of talent there, and I will say, kids from Memphis, you'll find some that they're going to have their baggage, but you're also going to find some that has a pretty hard edge to them. That's kind of what you want. Growing up in Memphis, that's kind of what made me. I was able to get out of Memphis and raise my kids in South Carolina, but it's nice to take them back to Memphis, visit family, and just let them realize that there's a different world out there. Memphis is a different world, and I can kind of see how people from Memphis have that us against them mentality. But at the same time, it's a great place to grow up. There's some good times, there's some bad times, but there's something about Memphis kids. If you can get them out of Memphis, and so to speak, and keep them straight, you're gonna get some good ball players. out of Memphis for sure.
Yeah, and
anyway, I just want to call and give my 2 cents.
Hey, thank you so much for your phone call, man. And
yeah,
there was a couple of years ago there was a problem with some of the administration there in Memphis with some corruption. And remember, Auburn had a running back that he had a counselor change grades.
Is that Rock Thomas?
No, it's Javon Robinson. Rock Thomas from Alabama.
That's right.
So you had a counselor change grades, and you've had your Albert Means. You've had coaches on the take when it comes to a player's signature to go to school. So we've had our fair share of scandals from Memphis. Yes, that's true, but at the same time, some really great players from there, some good kids from there, and I'm just not a big fan of trying to trash the whole entire city when we're trying to get players from that city. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So let's keep it going this morning, and we'll take a listen to Zach. Zach, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
Good, Zach. How are you, man?
Good, man. Just getting off work. First off, I got 2 comments. I just got to mention this because I've been a fan for about 20 years. But how about my Buffalo Bills punching that ticket last night? That big game.
Man. It was a great game, man. Buffalo, they legit, man. They had some games early in the season where you kind of questioned if they were legit because the teams that they were playing were not that good. But they go on the road, they punch Dallas in the mouth. Dallas is a good football team. They punch them in the mouth at home. And then they go to Pittsburgh and punch Pittsburgh in the mouth.
I like Josh Allen a lot.
Yeah.
When he's playing within the game, at least.
He's a great ball player.
Yeah, true. True. That's a true statement there when he don't try to do too much. Mm-hmm. Our defense is nasty, but our offense is suspect. But a second thing, y'all talked about it earlier, and it's just my thoughts on Josiah James. Man, I really feel like even though he's a freshman, I think a lot of our season is going to go by the tempo that he brings, because I don't know if Bowden, and I love him, don't get me wrong, I've been high on him for a long time, but I swear I don't know if Bowden and Turner are that same kind of dog that Schofield and Grant were. I just don't know. They've been not really in the shadows, but not on the forefront of the leadership of our team, and now they've got thrust into that role, and I don't know if they've adjusted to it yet. What do you guys think?
I think Lamonte is that same dog. He's just playing. He's just playing with one less limb. He's basically playing with one arm and 2 legs rather than 2 arms and 2 legs last year. And production-wise, he's not the same player. He's in a different role. In his first 3 years, he was off the ball. Jordan Bone was the point guard, and I think that's where Lamonte is at his best. But you want to question dog? I think questioning number 23. And in the 2 big games this year, Florida State and Memphis, he disappeared. He disappeared. And he's a Knoxville kid. He does everything great off the court, does everything good on the court for the most part. But he's in a different role. It ain't you 3rd or 4th option because Grant Admiral is there. No, you first option. So he has to play like it. Hour 2 coming up.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
There is a 30% chance of showers today, mainly after 4 p.m. with a high of 65. The chance of rain increases to 90% overnight with the low of 47. Showers are likely tomorrow with a high near 43 and a low around 29. The sun returns on Wednesday with a high in the low 40s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is water cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Soreness, bumps, and bruises are a part of everyday life, whether you're a vol or not. Surgery can be too, even for weekend warriors. Something that can get you back to feeling your best is therapeutic massage. If you've had surgery or are feeling the wear and tear of life, give our friends at In Touch Massage Knoxville a visit. They have a hand-picked staff and offer a clinical focus for folks going through joint replacement and cancer treatment. They serve neurological patients like those being treated for MS, ALS, and Parkinson's. Their staff even includes a lymphedema specialist. Plus, they offer a great relaxation massage. Don't ignore your pain any longer. Let the therapists from In Touch Massage Knoxville help. Located just west of downtown Knoxville at 601 South Concord Street, or find them online at intouchmassagenknoxville.com and on the phone at 865-236-1425.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Tennessee doing some recruiting with early signing period on Wednesday, making some pushes to improve the roster. Had a decommitment, had a young man flip to Florida, but then Tennessee was able to pull in a really good player from the state of Georgia. I think anytime you go to Georgia and you're able to pull a player, there's a chance that that player from Georgia is better than most of the players we see in other states. So a 3-star from Georgia can be the equivalent of a 4-star or 5-star in other states. We've seen that before. There's something about Georgia high school football, period, and the players there. They're ballers.
Well, and then plus, anytime you can get a safety with the last name Slaughter, I mean, you take him every single time.
Love it.
Donico, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce his name. Donico Slaughter, 5'11", 178, Roswell, Georgia, former Arizona State commit. I mean, you need players that can play in the secondary after Mordecai McDaniel flips from Tennessee to Florida.
That's a big hit.
Yeah, Mordecai brought that speed, man, that you're looking for. You're trying to improve the overall speed of your football team. So, with how quick Tennessee was able to replace him, I wonder if they were kind of anticipating him decommitting and flipping to Florida for some time now, or did they prefer Slaughter over McDaniel? I'm not sure. I haven't reached out to my people to kind of find out what was the case there yet. But Tennessee was also able to host. I think he's my uncle, man. I'm not even sure. I've never seen a recruit look as grown as Darnell Washington. I've never seen a recruit look that grown. Am I saying his name right?
Yes.
Okay. Darnell Washington, 6'7.5", 261. From Las Vegas, Nevada. He was here for his 6th trip. I didn't know he was here that many times.
He's been here a lot.
So he knows everything about Tennessee. He spoke a little bit about, Dominic Wood Anderson and kind of his production this year, and felt like that if he had another year, that Dom would have a bigger year statistically speaking. Very familiar with Brian Niedermeyer. Likes Jim Chaney. This thing is going to come down to Tennessee and Georgia. Miami may be a sneaky threat to both, but he either will play for Tennessee or play against Tennessee. Is what it looks like. But he is going to sign Wednesday, keep it a secret, and then make an announcement at the Under Armour All-American game, which I find just really weird. Because if you're one of those 3 teams, let's say you're Miami. Let's say you're Miami and you don't get him. And let's say you're Tennessee and you're Georgia. And one of those teams will get him. If you're Miami, wouldn't you somehow, some way leak that he didn't sign with you? How do you keep that a secret?
Somebody will.
I mean,
there are too many teams involved: Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Miami. I think I'm missing one, maybe Florida, maybe. But I find it hard to believe that he's going to be able to go from December 18th to January 2nd, which is, I believe, 15 days.
That's a long time.
Nearly 2.5 weeks without that being leaked out. Maybe nothing publicly on social media, but on the message boards, I'm willing to bet everything I get for Christmas that it'll be leaked on there.
That's hard, man. That's you have these goals that you have for yourself as a recruit. You want to do things this way. You want to do things that way. But to sign early and to hold it all the way to the All-American game is just something that I don't think I would be able to do. And I know there was a receiver from Georgia that picked Oklahoma that was once a Georgia commit last year, and he did the same thing. He's one of the best receivers in the country.
Jaden Hazelwood, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jaden Hazelwood. He went to Oklahoma, and I'm pretty sure people knew that he was going to Oklahoma before he made the announcement. That's a hard ask. Now, if he picks Tennessee, we'll keep it secret. Now, we'll keep it your secret safe with us, man. But Miami, will they do that? Would Georgia do that? Or vice versa? If he goes to Georgia, would we keep it a secret? I don't know.
Well, also, here's the other thing to watch. The backup plans. Because these schools aren't going to wait and try to fill Darnell Washington's spot if he chooses not to come to whatever school later on in the process. So I wonder if we see Miami offer a couple of new tight ends on Thursday or Friday this weekend, offer a couple of new tight ends from Georgia's perspective, or even if Tennessee does it, does Tennessee try to do the same? So there will be, in my opinion, little clues here and there to kind of indicate what's going on.
There you go, Ben, man. Sure like homeboy over here. I like it. There you go, Ben.
I'm trying.
There you go. I like that. Jesse Simonton of VolQuest made it seem like the Tennessee could go a little bit past the 25 number with the signing class for 2020.
Said 27.
Yeah, possibly can go 27. So this is kind of the fun time of the year for me. I know it's nerve-wracking for the coaches and people in the recruiting office because you got guys flipping and you don't know 100% if they're going to sign until they sign. So you worry about the Auburns and the Georgias and the other schools flipping our commitments. But as a fan, it's kind of fun to see, all right, who are we going to get last minute? Who are we going to try to flip ourselves? Hopefully Tennessee won't be a victim of that more than they are the beneficiary of the flips. Hopefully we can get more than we lose. Darnell Washington, 6'7", 260 matchup nightmare, and he is going to pick a school to sign on Wednesday.
I mean, he's
keep it a secret.
Day one starter.
Day one starter.
Yeah. Moment he steps on campus. Yeah. Especially since he's an early enrollee.
Yeah, he's day one. He's day one.
Day one grown man.
Yeah,
my goodness.
He
has a kid. I saw some quotes where he said, he's very last minute. He didn't pick his daughter's name until she was born. We didn't do it either for our second or third one. So I understand that. But he says he's very last minute. He is a father, so this is a business decision.
I kind of like that he's a father
for Darnell Washington. I mean, he looks like one.
In a weird, because that, as weird as it sounds, I think he's going to be more mature coming to school if he were to choose Tennessee.
You would think so, but I've played with some guys who had kids that was more immature than the players that didn't have kids.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm sure it works both ways.
It does. Trust me. I had some teammates.
How much do you think Darnell Washington would play in the bowl game if he were allowed to play in the bowl game for Tennessee?
They can't play in the bowl game.
No, I know. I'm just saying in a false world, hypothetical. Yes.
I mean, you can at least line them up and throw a fade to him.
Why Jawan sitting out the first half?
Yeah, I mean, you can at least do that. No practice, just line them up and throw a fade with them. You can at least do that with them.
I doubt Indiana has the talent to match that type of talent.
I agree.
No offense to Indiana. That's more so me speaking highly of Darnell Washington.
What was your tweet over the weekend, Swain?
What's that?
You had to ask this man to stay out past 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he looks like someone I need to ask permission to stay up past 10 o'clock. He's grown. He's a grown man.
That had me rolling.
Ben, I don't know if you can say no offense to Indiana, but then say a high school senior would be more talented than their football team. I don't think it works that way.
It doesn't?
I think you kind of offended them. Who cares?
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just the truth.
It is the truth.
It's the truth.
I was trying to be nice about it.
He's a freak, and I don't know if he would. At the end of the day, he's still a freshman. I don't know if Henry T. first day was better than every player on Indiana's team, but over time he's become better than those players. But day one, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, he's still a freshman. Speaking of freshmen coming in next year, how about Harrison Bailey leading his Marietta High School football team to a state championship over the weekend? So congratulations to VFL Derek Tinsley, who coaches on that staff. But Harrison Bailey, they won their state championship game. So congratulations to the Marietta Blue Devils, if I'm not mistaken.
And go ahead and start up the conversation.
Of what?
The topic that we're going to discuss from January 3rd. I'll give us January 4th. I'll give us a day in between the bowl game and, officially starting the offseason. But January 4th to August 31st.
Tiger going back-to-back?
No. The quarterback situation. Because even though I think JG should be the starter, game number one or next year, assuming he returns, there will be many who do not want to see JG be the starter. And you have
Correct.
Brian Maurer. You have Kasim Hill. We'll throw JT Stroud in there. You obviously have JG, and now you have Harrison Bailey, who enters with a ton of hype behind his name.
It's going to be fun, man.
Go ahead and start the conversation.
Spring's going to be fun, man.
That is the question I'm asked about the most.
No, absolutely. Put this on your calendar. Tuesday evening, 9 p.m., we'll do our Swain Event Plus live stream, and we'll be joined by John Bryce. So John Bryce is going to join us. We got a lot to discuss. So 9 p.m., Swain Event Plus, we'll do our live stream, and then we'll be joined by John Bryce during that live stream. So we have a podcast that we do with John Bryce, and then we have the live stream as well, but we're combining both of them for a double whammy. So 9 p.m., Swain Event Plus live stream with John Bryce. 865-255-03. Hour 1 was brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And Hour 2 here live at Beatty Chevrolet is brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. Stay with us.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local, so you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong. Better rates and better service. We're live here at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive, 9615 Parkside Drive. Silverado Crew, 2020. You can get that at a great price. Also, the four-door Silverado starting at $27,995. Over 100 pre-owned SUVs starting at $5,995. Also, over $11,000 off the new Corvettes. Beatty Chevrolet, home of the warranty for life. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, some of the best rates around. Go there, get a great rate, come right here to Beatty Chevrolet and drive off the lot with that awesome new Chevrolet or used car. Touchdown or turnover this morning is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Touchdown turnover. Drew Pember's minutes will increase versus Cincinnati. So you look at Drew Pember's minutes against Memphis. and Drew Pember's minutes that he did get against Memphis. He came in, he was very aggressive. He tried to dunk on somebody's face, which I love. You look at Jordan Bowden and how he has struggled in the last 2 big games. Do we see Drew Pember minutes increase from the Memphis game to the Cincinnati game? Will he get more minutes in the Cincinnati game, touchdown or turnover?
Touchdown. This is the easiest touchdown or turnover you have ever given. Because A, Rick Barnes said so after the game, and B, even if Rick Barnes had not said so, had not given us an easy answer, then, I mean, he passed the eye test. I mean, he comes in and he makes plays. I said it earlier. He does all the little things that don't really show up on the stat sheet, and to a coach, that means more than you know. He just makes winning plays, rebounding the basketball, makes great passes, makes the extra pass. I think he takes great shots. He missed the
layup. He missed the layup.
He did miss a layup. He also had a nice little turnaround
off the glass.
Yep. But he doesn't ever take a bad shot, in my opinion. At least I haven't seen him take one yet, unless I'm just completely forgetting one. But he just does everything really well. And then, as I mentioned, Rick Barnes said he would after the game, saying that he was really pleased with Drew Pember. I think Drew is going to get a chance. He's going to change it because he's a guy that the more he gets out there, he's going to figure it out. He gives us another ball handler and a guy that has a really good feel. So I say touchdown.
Brett?
I say touchdown as well. If you look at 3 of the last 4 games, he's averaging over double-digit minutes. And so I think that'll slowly but surely continue to increase. Around 12 to 14, maybe 15 minutes a game is where I expect Drew Pember to get and maintain, especially into the SEC slate. But on the defensive end, he's got to be able to move his feet a little bit quicker. In high school, he was able to do the chase down block a lot if he was guarding somebody out on the perimeter because he had that length. He could chase them down. He's not going to be able to do that as much here at the college level, so he's got to work on his defense a little bit, but I like his all-around game. And, of course, he's a Bearden Bulldog.
10 minutes against Chattanooga, only 6 minutes against Florida State. Florida A&M, he had 15 minutes, and then on Saturday he had 13 minutes versus Memphis. So the question is, will he have more minutes against Cincinnati than Memphis? And I think it has to be a turnover. Not turnover, but a touchdown. I think it has to be. Now you wonder about the rotation during away games. Sometimes the rotation tightens up when you're on the road versus being at home. So I wonder about that. But Drew Pember deserves more minutes, so I say touchdown for sure. If Jordan Bowden is going to continue to struggle shooting the basketball, you got to bring someone in that can shoot the basketball and make shots from the outside. I think Drew Pember can do that, even though he was 0 for 2 for 3, but he can make free throws. Has a beautiful stroke there. So I'm saying touchdown. Taking a look at the text box this morning, D. Cody says, I'll give Memphis props, but I'm still salty about that game Saturday. The crowd was unbelievable. We did not get out coached. We just couldn't shoot the ball. Also, we need someone to attack the rim. We have a lot of pull-up shooters. Feel like we should have attacked the rim more. I agree. I mean, Lamonte tried to attack the rim and got to the rim. Just miss layup. I think Jordan Bowden got to the rim one time and did not make the shot. Ease Pons was in foul trouble, and so that affected his aggressiveness. But he's someone that in the paint had a couple nice jump shots there in the paint. One was a fadeaway.
Couple blocks.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But I agree. We need more of a presence around the rim. Memphis was double teaming the low block pass. So anytime the ball was thrown in the pass, they were double teaming Fulke early. And Fulke did a really good job of sometimes dribbling out of the double team and passing it. He did a really good job of finding the open man while being double teamed. But if Memphis is going to play us like that, and other teams will look at how they play Tennessee and replicate the defensive game plan, then we got to do a really good job of rotating that basketball out of the post, finding the open man. We got to make those shots.
Yeah.
Because or you drive. I mean, you rotate it, and hopefully the defense closes out long, and you can shot fake and go around them and go to the basket. But we got to get more points around the rim, and we got to make open shots if defenses are going to double team the post.
Yeah, and Penny deciding to double team whichever guard had the ball in their hand as soon as they brought it across half court. I thought that really flustered Tennessee, especially at the beginning, because I don't think that they were expecting that whatsoever. So I don't think Penny outcoached Rick Barnes. I don't think Rick Barnes outcoached Penny, because if Tennessee sits here and knocks down all of their open shots, we're sitting here talking about a Tennessee win this Monday morning. So I don't think really any coach outcoached each other, but I thought Penny, that decision to double team the ball handler as soon as they came across midcourt was a great decision, because it did fluster Lamonte, it flustered Bowden, and they didn't necessarily turn the ball over, but as a team, Tennessee would freak out after they broke out of that trap in the corner. It tended to be near the scores table for some reason, the way I recall it, but they'd make that pass and they'd break the double team, and then they just kind of freaked out. And after that, their half-court offense was just abysmal. And maybe it looks more abysmal because they did miss shots, but at times it just looked like, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
I thought we did a good job of breaking the press and handling the pressure. I don't think we freaked out. We just allowed Memphis to speed us up into early shots. Well, we had plenty of time on the shot clock. Like, you can get a three-pointer off the second pass all day long, but let's work the ball inside. Let's get some ball movement. Let's get some rotations from one side of the court to the other. Let's force Memphis defense to have to rotate, close out, to switch. Let's force them to play really good defense. And then once we do that, we get an open three-pointer. Okay, let's shoot that. But we can get a three-pointer off the second pass or third pass all day long in a possession. Let's force them to work a little bit more. And I thought when Memphis sped us up with their trapping of our guards and the full court press, we took some shots that we didn't have to take.
Yeah.
We just didn't have to take those early in the shot clock. And Wolfie on the text box says, everyone throws coaching out there as an excuse. Barnes had us in plenty of spots with wide open shots that just didn't fall. James missing 2 dunks isn't coaching. Pons missing the free throw isn't coaching. At some point, players have to play, and ours dropped the ball. And Wolfie's exactly right.
Yep. I didn't think Tennessee's coaching staff, at least from my vantage point, I did not think Tennessee's coaching staff put Tennessee in a bad situation in that basketball game. There's nothing that sticks out off the top of my head that I saw in the moment and thought, man, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
It was just players have to execute better.
Alex in North Carolina says the moment the offense starts to run through Fulke, we will see problems fixed on offense. He is our best player.
Are we talking about running the offense through John Fulkerson as him being the primary scorer, or having Fulke camp out at the free throw line in the middle of a zone if they're playing zone, and kind of him either choosing to go towards the basket or him distributing the ball from that point? Because I didn't think the matchup was great for Fulke on Saturday against Memphis, just because Precious Achiuwa is just physically a freak of nature. I thought his length gave Fulke some problems at times. Fulke did a lot of good things, but in terms of just getting a shot off, I did not think that Saturday was a great matchup for him.
No,
I agree. That goes back to what Swain was saying about letting Memphis speed Tennessee up and not working through the set offense and allowing that set offense to develop. They were rushing. And I think you have a point there with what you were saying, Ben, when working Fulkerson, whether it's on the block or going that high post game and that inside out, creating a more open three-point shot, whether they're falling or not. If you have the threat of Fulkerson, who's shooting, 75%, around 75% from the field on the season, he is a threat. Even though he didn't have a good matchup, consistently working inside, have that threat, and then that'll create more open shots.
I think Alex is right when he said that Fulke is our best player. From the start of the season to this point, Fulke's probably been the most consistent. On Saturday, Josiah James was the best player, and I give Fulke number 2. But if you want to look at the start of the season to this point, I would say Fulke has been the most consistent for us. When you throw the ball in the paint, it doesn't matter if the guy's a threat or not. Defenses are going to respect that ball being close to the basket. They're going to react. They're going to double team. Backside defense, they're going to react to the ball being in the post. And if you have a good player with great vision that can pass like Folke can, he's going to create open shots for other players. And Folke's done a really good job, crashing the boards. Now, one thing that cost this basketball team was how soft he was with the basketball after the defensive rebound.
Yep.
And he allowed a Memphis player to come and knock it out of his hands and put the ball up and score. That was not a senior post man's move right there at all. You got to secure that rebound and be strong with the rebound, 2 hands on the basketball and squeeze the basketball. You can't allow someone to come and take it. That was bad on Folke. But, yeah, Folke I think has been the best player from start to finish or start to this point of the season. But Saturday, Josiah was slightly better in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
865-250-5503. Stay with us.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Hey, it's Chris Lowe of ESPN. And listen, maybe Jason Swain didn't wear number 1 quite as well as the great Leonard Little did at Tennessee, but he is your go-to guy for all things Big Orange. Join us weekly on the Swain event, brought to you by Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine and trsportsmedicine.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
The holidays are right around the corner, which means holiday party season will be here before you know it. This year, how about a dead-end rendition on your holiday tradition? Get festive at your holiday party with a catered meal from Dead End Barbecue. Their holiday menu offers traditional dishes with a dead-end twist, like their smoked turkey breast and cornbread dressing. To find out more about how Dead End can help you with your holiday party, give them a call at 865-212-5655 or email catering at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The holiday party menu search is over.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Hey there, Swain event listeners. It's football time in Tennessee. While you're cheering on the Vols, you might be thinking, I would love to buy a home with a great place to entertain for games. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm tired of hosting all of these people at my house and we don't need all this space anymore. Whatever your plans may be, when you are ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call me, Jennifer Morris, at Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com, and go Vols.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man.
Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Around the SEC is brought to you by 42nd Street. 42sd.com is their website. If you need website design, logo design, or print design, let them get you taken care of and get you started off right in 2020 when it comes to your branding and marketing. Ben, what we got for around the SEC today?
Tennessee was not the only SEC basketball team in action over the weekend. Kentucky beat Georgia Tech 67-53. That game followed Tennessee-Memphis. Auburn beat St. Louis 67-61 in the Mike Slive Invitational. Mississippi State stormed back to beat Kansas State 67-61. Arkansas took care of business against Tulsa, winning 98-79. My favorite result of the day was Alabama losing to Penn State 73-71. I want to say that Alabama was up by 10 or so around halftime, and they blew that lead. Ole Miss beat Middle Tennessee State 82-64. My second favorite result of the day was Arizona State beating Georgia by 20, 79-59. And my third favorite result of the day was Liberty beating Vanderbilt 61-56. And then on Sunday there were 3 games. Missouri beat Southern Illinois 64-48. South Carolina beat Clemson 67-54. And Texas A&M beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi 63-60.
There it is, man. Joe Burrow wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yep. And Joe Burrow won the Heisman.
Yeah, no surprise there. I did not watch any of the ceremony.
I did not watch, and I completely forgot about it until I got a notification on my Apple Watch saying that Joe Burrow won the Heisman.
Yeah, no surprise that he won it. Knew he was going to win it. He was lights out this year, and should have won in a landslide. So he wins the Heisman. First player since Billy Cannon to win a Heisman Trophy from LSU. Actually, the only player besides Billy Cannon to win the Heisman Trophy from LSU. So it's been a magical season for LSU so far, and we'll see if they can finish the deal. So that is your news and notes from around the SEC. 865-250-503 is our telephone number to the B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here on site at Beatty Chevrolet, and then Brad Matthews is back in the Low T Center studio.
Before we get back to Tennessee football, Tennessee basketball, I want to ask you about your opinion on the Heisman, the final votes, because really that was the only question pertaining to the Heisman was who was going to finish second, and Jalen Hurts ended up finished second in voting, barely over Justin Fields, who finished third. Chase Young finished fourth. I think Chase Young should have finished second instead of fourth. I thought he was the best player, the best non-quarterback in college football this season. Your thoughts on maybe who you think should have finished second? Do you agree with Jalen Hurts?
No,
I do.
No, well, I don't. I would probably put Jonathan Taylor there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Second or third, but I can make a case that he should have been second. And then Chase Young. I'm surprised that Justin Fields didn't get more hype, more talk, because when you look at Joe Burrow and how he's on pace to break a record as far as completion percentage, I mean, Justin Fields is on pace to, I want to say, break a record, FBS record in some category. I'm not sure, but he has played great too. Jalen Hurts, I don't think had a even though he is like at 50 touchdowns and he's about to break a record himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe Burrow, Hurts, and Fields all are in line to break a FBS record. I just thought Justin Fields probably had a better year than Hurts, but maybe it's because Fields has a defense that can kind of take away a lot of the pressure, and Jalen Hurts doesn't have that defense where he has to do a lot more. But if you ask me who should be second, I would say Jonathan Taylor or Chase Young. Brad, you were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, I was saying of the four that we had to choose from. I mean, because I've harped on Jonathan Taylor and how he is unfortunately flying under the radar for quite some time now. But since he was not one of the finalists, I thought Jalen Hurts, he had an incredible season, especially with the story, just under 72% completion percentage, second highest rated quarterback in college behind Joe Burrow. He was impressive, man.
Somebody gave Tua Tagovailoa a first place vote. Look, Tua had a tremendous season. I want to say somewhere around 30 touchdowns to just 1 interception. I believe that's true.
33-3.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. But to vote Tua over Joe Burrow, over Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Chase Young, Jonathan Taylor, I don't get that.
Justin Fields' FBS record is his touchdown to interception ratio. Justin Fields has 40 touchdowns, only 1 interception.
Yep.
Okay, it was Fields that has the 1 interception.
Yeah, Fields one interception, and then Jalen Hurts, he has like 50 or 48 touchdowns accounted for, and he's on pace to break an FBS record. And then Joe Burrow is at like 78% passing, and he's on pace to break an FBS record. So all 3 quarterbacks are on pace of owning a new record in college football history. Remarkable offensive play by those 3 quarterbacks. Let's go to the phones. Let's bring in Dave Toner. Dave Toner, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Glad the weekend's over. It's been a hectic weekend for Pep.
Why is that?
Well, I didn't get to see any of the game because my daughter and son-in-law are on a cruise. Plus, I'm puppy sitting for my son and daughter-in-law because he's up in Kentucky interviewing for a church. So it's just been busy. I missed the whole entire game.
Oh, man. Sounds like you still babysitting.
Yeah, I've got him. I've kind of had to go away from the TV because I'm tired of hearing Baby Shark.
Just sing along, Pat. Just sing
hey, Pat has been singing along since 7 o'clock this morning.
I understand.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell Devontae congratulations.
Don't congratulate him. He ain't do nothing.
Well,
make no damn shots.
You know. Well, that's right. Okay, I take it back, Devontae. I'm not congratulating you.
He ain't playing defense. He can get a rebound. He ain't do nothing.
Hey, I'm confused, Swain. I told you I had a rough weekend. Hey, something cool happened this weekend, though. We had some friends over Friday night, and it was late. And, we were dipping into that bottle a little bit. And about 11 o'clock, we all heard something. We're like, what was that? We look out the front door, and my son, Kevin, and his wife, the one that's going through the cancer, had all 7 of my grandkids out there singing Christmas carols.
That's cool.
Love
that. Yeah, they probably didn't need to see Pap at that time, but that's okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys try to find out what time the Vol Walk is supposed to be set up down here? Do you have any access to that?
Usually it's 2 hours and 15 minutes before kickoff.
So around 5:45.
2 hours and 15 minutes before kickoff.
Usually. I don't know if it's different for a bowl game.
Yeah, because last time they were down, there was a lot of chaos before.
There will be again.
Yeah.
There will be again, Dave.
Ben?
Yes, sir.
Boy, did Duck throw some ducks.
Yeah, last night was a rough night. It was so maddening, too, because the Steelers, you could make the case that the Steelers had the best defense in the league, and the offense, just with injuries and whatnot, just they're wasting it.
Statistically, second best defense in the league since the Mika trade. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks for the phone call, Dave. Tony, got a lot of background noise. There's some Baby Shark in the background. But yeah, your Steelers, man. I feel bad for you.
Oh, we're still gonna make the playoffs.
Old Duck Hodges, he was struggling.
Maybe.
But the Bills' defense is really, really good, man.
No, they are. Tre'Davious White is the most underrated corner in the league.
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth was talking about him after he got a second pick, and I hope it was just a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But he mentioned Deion Sanders.
I didn't catch that.
He mentioned Deion Sanders.
Uh-oh.
He mentioned Deion Sanders, and then he mentioned Stephon Gilmore, and hopefully he was talking about, or he meant to say that Deion was the best corner in his day, and White could be the best corner in his day. Hopefully that's what he was trying to say. But at the moment he said Deion Sanders, I tuned out.
Yeah, Stephon Gilmore's best corner in the league.
Yeah. I tuned out when he said Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? Deion Sanders? Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, this weekend stunk sports-wise. Steelers lost. The Vols lost, most importantly. Titans
I know y'all
lost.
don't care, but it was one of the best President's Cups that golf fans have ever witnessed. So I will throw that out there as a little pick-me-up for any golf fans that have also Tennessee fans.
For Big Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Did USA win?
Went 3-0, baby.
Little
Yeah,
Cat,
they
a
came
Big
back.
Cat.
I was a
Big Cat.
It's weird. Like, I had a great weekend, but a crappy weekend at the same time. We got to celebrate the marriage of one of my best friends and his wife, but then on the flip side, my wife's engine completely failed on Friday. So guess what I did yesterday?
Pray.
Got a new car.
Yeah.
Well, she got a new car, but obviously I am involved in that.
Yeah.
So
it's your car too.
That bank account took a hit.
Yeah, it's your car too. I've been there before. Yeah, I've been there before.
It's $6,000 to get it fixed, and
no, it ain't worth it.
It was worth more than what the car's worth.
Yeah, it ain't worth it at that point. 15% from 3. 15% from 3. And I'm sitting there, and one of the sponsors of Tennessee Athletics, if Tennessee makes 10 threes, then everyone in the arena gets, chicken sandwiches. Man, we wasn't anywhere close to getting a chicken sandwich. 15%. Come on, Jordan Bowden. Hook a brother up, man. Hook a brother up.
Lamonte was 0 for 5. Bowden was 1 for 6. Pons was 0 for 3. Not even sniffing our touchdown or turnover from, what was that, Thursday, Friday?
Yeah.
Josiah's stroke looked good, especially early on, 3 of 6. But then you only had 4 bench guys, 0 for 2, 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 1. Jalen Johnson, are you ever going to contribute other than just holding a scholarship offer?
We know he's got offensive game, but he does not attack during the actual game. So
I don't know if he has offensive game.
He does have offensive. He is. I don't want to. How do I say this nicely?
I mean, the way Admiral, Grant, Bone, the guys from last year, and even guys on this current roster talk about his game at practice, he's got to have it.
You see it at practice. I don't. How do I say this nicely? So he when he makes a mistake and Barnes gets onto him, he does not bounce back well.
So y'all keep telling me about this offensive game.
And he's poor on the defensive end, which is why he only plays 2 minutes a game.
Yep.
I mean, he had a wide open. He has a pretty shot. I've seen it time and time again.
It is pretty
in practice, and he has a wide open shot. Nobody in 10 to 15 feet of him, and clank off the front of the rim.
So tell me about this offensive game, because in my world, the games are what matter.
You're correct. Absolutely.
And so you can have this game in practice. You can have these games in other places, but if you're shooting the ball and it's hitting the front of the rim, that's not offensive game.
No,
and
it's
if we haven't seen Jalen Johnson, as well as he can finish the ball and warm ups and dunk and do all these things, we haven't seen him finish the ball around the rim. When he's forced to put the ball on the floor, he doesn't drive past anyone and go finish at the rim.
I don't remember last time I saw him put the ball on the floor, and it's all mental for him.
It's either open shot or it's a one dribble, pick the ball up and pass it.
Yeah,
it's confidence, and so he has the game. He's just not showing us the game.
Correct.
And it's hard to do that when you're only playing 2 minutes. I was sitting with a group of guys, and we noticed him in, and I said, "Wait, he won't be in for more than 3 minutes." And then the next dead ball, Lamonte's coming back in.
I'll be honest. Every time he comes into the game, I let out a big sigh.
In or out? In the game?
Anytime Jalen Johnson enters the game, it's like, oh, Lord, here we go again.
Man.
I mean, he doesn't do anything. All he's doing right now is taking up a spot on the roster.
I hate it for him, man. I hate it for him because he has a pretty stroke.
He does.
Pretty stroke. At least he could be a sniper from outside, but the confidence level is not high. You gotta believe you can make it to make it. Swain Event, be right back.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling 'cause you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Gentlemen, are you feeling tired and grumpy? It could be low T, or it could be sleep apnea. Millions of men not only suffer from low T, but also undiagnosed sleep apnea. Low T Center provides a complete health assessment to check all of your levels. And right now, they're offering a $49 home sleep test to find out if you have sleep apnea in the comfort of your own bed. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to take care of your health, and most health insurance is accepted. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Taking a look at the awesome messages here on Facebook Live. Let me go up to the top here. It was a sloppy game from Tina. We should have won. I agree, 100%. Danny says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Have a great day. Go Vols. We will be fine." Yeah, I'm not freaking out about a game in December right now.
No, I agree, especially because. Look, you have to give credit to Memphis. I mean, Memphis turned up the heat, and I said it on Friday. Memphis,
they took it.
They have the personality to where they are not going to fold when things are going their way. They're going to keep chipping away, and that's what you saw. Damian Ball had the big three in the corner that kind of somewhat put the game in the win column for Memphis, and Pons goes down and misses the free throw. Alex Lomax, I thought, was tremendous down the stretch. Those last 5 minutes of the game, he took over. So you have to give Memphis credit, but I'm not freaking out because, I mean, you can legitimately sit here and say, well, Tennessee should have won that game. The two missed dunks, the missed free throws, all the missed open shots. You can kind of look at it both ways. Yes, give credit to Memphis, but Tennessee really beat themselves in many ways.
Yeah. Pam says, "Good morning, men. Back in the 901. Tough day to go to work." Marty says, "GBO." Pam says, "Thank you, Jason. Come on down and visit whenever you wish." Obviously, Pam lives in Memphis. Marty says, "Did you not watch game day when they were in Memphis? All they did was dog and trash Knoxville and UT. So it's okay for them." I see what you're saying, Swain, but it's just not UT doing the dogging. They dogged us on national television. Listen, just because Memphis fans during college game day made sounds about Tennessee, and Desmond Howard and some of those guys up there got hyped up and let the Memphis fans hype them up because they were in Memphis and they talked about Tennessee, doesn't give us the same right to trash their city. Memphis was when Memphis was talking at the College Game Day, they were talking about Tennessee, the school. They wasn't trashing Knoxville, calling it a dump and saying things like that. And last time I checked, Memphis is not trying to pull a bunch of kids from Knoxville area. Just like Tennessee is trying to pull a bunch of kids from the Memphis area.
Both on the basketball court and on the football field.
Correct. So I just don't think that's a really valid reason to be sitting here trashing the city.
Yeah.
If you want to trash the school, that's one thing. That's what was going on during College Game Day. It was Memphis fans trashing Tennessee. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. A little silly, though. I mean, it was a little brother mentality. Honestly, you had a big moment, but you spent it talking about us. It was definitely an inferior moment for Memphis, a little brother mentality. They just basically validated that Tennessee is big brother by doing that. But, again, talking about the school is not the same thing as talking about a city. So what I'm talking about is Tennessee fans trashing the city of Memphis and trying to throw shade at the school when we're out here trying to recruit kids from that city of Memphis.
Right.
That's where we need to kind of chill out and pump the brakes. That's what all I'm saying.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I will say, though, in fairness to Tennessee fans, to East Tennessee, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have seen some Memphis fans, people from Memphis, just flat out saying all of East Tennessee is racist. There's so many racist white people that go to the University of Tennessee, and just kind of because of the actions of one person or a few people, they are grouping everybody in East Tennessee into the same bucket. So in fairness, there was some of that going on from Memphis people directed towards Tennessee, kind of like how there was some from East Tennessee people, Tennessee fans, directed unnecessary hate towards Memphis. But again, as you just said, just because they are doing it doesn't give us the right or mean that we should do it as well.
Yeah, and it's not even the same when you're talking about the school and in the city. Those are two different things.
Right.
Now, are there some people who have made some insensitive comments and threw out some racial undertones talking about Memphis? I'm sure there are some people. I have not seen that, but I don't spend my time looking for it. I haven't seen it even when I wasn't looking for it. But I'm pretty sure there are some people that do that. But to paint an entire fan base or to paint an entire region of the state as racist towards Memphis, I think that's irresponsible. I think that's false. But I do believe there are some undertones used by some folks when talking about Memphis, and I don't think that's right at all.
Nope, not at all.
At the end of the day, one of Tennessee's most pride jewels during basketball season, Dane Bradshaw, where is he from?
Memphis.
Exactly. There's not a lot of folks during basketball season that makes me more proud to be in Tennessee Fall than Dane Bradshaw. He does an unbelievable job, and he's from Memphis.
Yep.
So, again, folks need to chill out a little bit on trying to bash the city because you just incriminate yourself and look stupid. Because we have a lot of players that gave their all for Tennessee on the court, on the field, that are from that area that you're trying to bash. It just doesn't make any sense. Hour 3 coming up.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
There is a 30% chance of showers today, mainly after 4 p.m. with a high of 65. The chance of rain increases to 90% overnight with the low of 47. Showers are likely tomorrow with a high near 43 and a low around 29. The sun returns on Wednesday with a high in the low 40s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is water cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
B-Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call B-Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. B-Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners. Financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, B-Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call B-Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at bdry.com.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team. We all know that Vol Nation is all over the country. Traveling to games is a fun time for the entire family, but deciding where to stay can be a bit stressful. That's where the Big Orange Faithful at the Hampton Inn downtown come in. General Manager Stephen Lawrence and his team go over and beyond to make sure that you have the best stay in their brand new rooms. They have the cleanest rooms in the game, which include flat screen, microwave, and fridge. Not to mention breakfast is included in the room rate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the best part. The Hampton Inn downtown is less than a mile from Neyland Stadium. While you're planning your game day trips, be sure to check out Hampton Inn online at hamptoninn.com and search Knoxville. Book Hampton Inn downtown today.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Hey, Mr. Mac, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie. Give me the word on what's going on. Tell him what it is, Big Will.
Mac, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. Not $1,000 down, not $100 down, not even a nickel down. Low down, no down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. 2 minutes from the airport, so fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down for what?
Hour 3 here in the Swain event is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Not a lot of trash talk today. Not even from Devontae, who's not called. I mean,
yeah, we still got an hour.
Yeah, no Memphis trash talk. I want to see the game played after next year, but I'm surprised that we haven't got more Memphis trash talk.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, Tennessee fans, what can we really say? Tennessee played terrible on Saturday. But I don't think Memphis really has room to trash talk either. I mean, ultimately they do because Memphis won. But what I mean when I say that is Memphis didn't play good basketball. Memphis just made one or two more plays than Tennessee. I thought both teams played equally bad basketball, and then you just have to give credit to Memphis for making one more positive play than Tennessee. In my mind, that was the Damian Ball 3 in the corner. Lomax had a couple of nice shots, but even when Lomax had a couple of nice shots there, Tennessee went down and responded to those shots. Eve Pons had the little shot there in the paint. John Fulkerson had the and one down there at the other end of the floor. So even Tennessee responded when Lomax made some really tough shots there. So I thought both teams were equally bad. Memphis just made one more positive play than Tennessee did.
Causey 11 says, is Tennessee going to try to sign Marcus Henderson for 5-star guard from Memphis? Yeah, we're going to try to bring him in. Absolutely. Nelson from Jackson says, did you guys see the video on Twitter with Coach Pruitt dancing with the recruits? LOL. Oh, yeah, I saw it. And ever since Pruitt has been the head coach here, and we've seen kind of how he's conducted himself, publicly with either on the Jeremy Pruitt show with Bob Kesslin or giving interviews on Mondays or Wednesdays during media availability. And I said this, that's not the same Pruitt that you see recruiting, that you're going to see recruiting. There's no way. You can't recruit with a dry, stale personality like Pruitt has shown us. He's a different person when those doors are closed. And we just got a little glimpse of how he is. He dancing. He's smiling. He's having a good time. Simple as that. So, yeah, I'm not surprised I saw the video. I'm not surprised that he was dancing and having a good time in the video. And I knew it was only a matter of time before a recruit post a video of those moments with Jeremy Pruitt. But not surprised to see it, but glad that everyone got a chance to see Pruitt be himself.
Yeah.
The Pruitt that resonates with all the young people. The Pruitt that does a really good job recruiting. That's the Pruitt that has made him so infamous on the recruiting trail over the last couple of years. Speaking of Tennessee football, this was a question also on the text box from Moose. Without getting into the drama of the Brian Mauer girl situation, would you say it's accurate there was chatter about Mauer's transfer before that video went out? So, without trying to dive in too much into college relationship drama, Mauer's ex-girlfriend posted some videos and signaled that Mauer was talking about transferring. I don't think it's the biggest deal, because if you're not a freshman that cares about playing and you haven't talked about transferring, then something's wrong. I wanted to transfer at some points during my freshman year. There was times in fall camp, there was times at the beginning of the season that I wanted to transfer. It's the biggest adjustment that you're ever going to have as an athlete. Now, going from college to pros is a big adjustment, but at least you're getting paid. Being the man in high school, being the guy, and then going from being the guy to sitting the pine, that's tough. And especially as a quarterback where only one guy really plays. Mauer was fortunate enough to get in there, make some plays against really good opponents, but he couldn't stay healthy. That's his problem. So I understand some frustration. If you look at kind of the future here, with Jarrett coming back, he's going to have to battle Jarrett. And if Jarrett continues to play like he's playing, then, I don't see anyone taking Jarrett's spot. If Jarrett plays like he's playing right now, golly, let me say that again. If JG plays like he's playing right now for the rest of his career, I don't see anyone taking his spot. I repeat, I say it again. If he's playing like he's playing right now, but if he plays like he played against BYU and Georgia State and UTC and some of these other games, then, yeah, he's going to open it up for Brian Mauer or for Harrison Bailey to come and take his spot. If you're Brian Mauer, you're in a pretty weird situation because you do have Kasim Hill that would be eligible to play. You do have JG that's coming back. You do have Harrison Bailey coming in that was more hype, that was more prized than Maurer when he came in last year. And so if you're Maurer, you better have a great spring. I mean, you better light the world on fire because he may be that odd man out if he's not careful. If he's not careful, he may be. So that's why this spring is going to be so fun to follow the quarterback situation because competition is going to be at a premium.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just to touch on his ex-girlfriend and what she posted a screenshot of his face from a FaceTime call that they had, and then she wrote on that screenshot, "Have fun at LSU since you're transferring." Yes, this screenshot is from 2 days ago. So there's no –
And 2 days ago, at that point, was
December 10th.
December 10th.
So I guess she posted this on December 12th.
Okay.
Assuming my math is correct on that, which I think it is. I went to journalism school, not math school, for the record. But she wrote that, hey, you said you were going to transfer. So there's nothing about Brian Maurer from his end, like visual proof of Brian Maurer, either video of him saying he was looking to transfer or of him in writing saying that he was looking to transfer. And I'm not saying that the girl's lying. I'm not trying to say that at all. But she was posting all these things about him and did have an agenda, it appeared. So
she's not happy.
So
Brian must have hurt her.
Yes. So there's the possibility that maybe she was doing a little too much. And I bring this up because I was going to go in conjunction with the point that you just brought up, is that even you said at times during your freshman year, I'm going to transfer. Like you said it in the moment. Yeah. So I'm sure that there was a moment in which Brian Maurer was frustrated and voiced that frustration to her and was like, JG's playing, I'm just going to transfer. Like I'm sure that happened. And she's taking it and running with it. And now because of it, all these transfer rumors have been sparked.
3 things that get you in trouble or get you off of your goal as a student athlete: alcohol, drugs, females. If you are a male, if you're a football player, in my experience, 3 things from guys I've seen that get themselves in trouble. It's alcohol, whether it's being under the influence and doing something stupid, getting yourself in trouble, or if it is, drugs, or you get dismissed for, too many failed drug tests, or you don't take advantage of opportunities because you're either hooked on pills, pain medication, or you do use drugs. You may not have gotten caught with drug tests, but those drugs have affected how you've performed in the classroom, and it has affected how you perform on the game field. And so you have not reached your maximum potential because of that. And also girls. If you get into an argument, the first thing you need to do is leave. Just leave. Because
remove yourself from the situation
as quick as possible. And now you have social media that one upset person, that person is putting all your business out there on Front Street and embarrassing you even more. So it's so important that you get yourself aligned with someone that got their stuff together, either emotionally or whatever, because we've seen guys that get themselves in with the wrong female, and we saw it within recent years. One of our players, I really don't want to call names because I don't want to put the girl on blast either, but we had a starter on our team that a girl's involved kind of put his career in danger of getting hurt. And as a player, you have to just understand those 3 pitfalls. Now, you do have your occasional gun possession. We had a player shoot a gun after an Ole Miss game in 2004 up in the air, and he was dismissed. But those are usually the 3 things that get you in trouble: girls, alcohol, and drugs. the quarterback situation is going to be fun to watch. I'll just say that and keep it moving. Let's see here. Oh, reminder, folks. You're not going to influence any recruits today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. Okay, so please be responsible on social media. Please be responsible.
So if I tweet at Darnell Washington, that doesn't mean he's going to sign with Tennessee?
I live in a gray area on this topic. There's some folks who are black and white, and I understand being black and white, who say absolutely under no circumstance tweet a recruit. Like, I understand that. I'm more in the gray area.
I am too.
Where you say something like, hey, good luck, hope you're involved, but good luck in making your decision. I think that's okay. I think once we get to the place where we're trying to convince recruits to come here, I think people are wasting their time. They're not listening to you. You're not going to be able to sway them to Tennessee. You're not T. Martin. You're not Brian Niedermeyer. You're not David Johnson. You're not Chris Winkie. You're not on this staff. And I think that's where that line is for me. So, reminder, folks, just keep it in bounds with some of your interaction with the recruits, if you do interact. Again, I live in the gray area on this topic, so I'm not going to say don't tweet the recruits, but just don't be weird, okay? 865-250-503. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain event. Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
The holidays are right around the corner, which means holiday party season will be here before you know it. This year, how about a dead-end rendition on your holiday tradition? Get festive at your holiday party with a catered meal from Dead End Barbecue. Their holiday menu offers traditional dishes with a dead-end twist, like their smoked turkey breast and cornbread dressing. To find out more about how Dead End can help you with your holiday party, give them a call at 865-212-5655 or email catering at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The holiday party menu search is over.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local. So you got to give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply on atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those, and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit, you get confused, you don't understand why, you start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, it's time for What here on the Swain event. We're live here at Beatty Chevrolet, 9615 Parkside Drive. Over 100 pre-owned SUVs starting at $5,995. Those vehicles come with a Beatty warranty for life. Go to BeattyChevrolet.com for more details. All right, it's that time of the show where we highlight just questionable decision making. I'm giving my for what again to the Chicago Bears for losing to the Packers. Again, it's what we do. We're 7-7 now, 13-21 loss to the Packers. Even though Trubisky had over 300 yards passing, had 2 turnovers. But I'm giving my Bears a for what. We just cannot beat the Packers at all. For what goes to the Heisman Trophy, just a reminder that Peyton Manning should have won the Heisman Trophy years and years and years and years ago. Chase Young, I think, was the 4th or 5th defensive player to even be a finalist. Really good player, but I did not watch 1 second of it. Did not want to watch 1 second of it. I already knew who was going to be the winner, but I think last week's conversation kind of made me upset at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. So I did not watch it at all, but I want to just give them a for what from 1997. So they get another for what.
Yeah, I was in the midst of being in the middle of a wedding while the Heisman Trophy ceremony was going on, but I completely forgot about the Heisman ceremony being that evening. It was not on my radar whatsoever. And yeah, I was in a wedding, but the Army-Navy game, which ended poorly for my Army Black Knights, that was on my radar. I was keeping up with it. I was obviously keeping up with Tennessee-Memphis. But the Heisman vote, the Heisman Award show, it was just completely off my radar. And I kind of like was shocked when I got the notification and remembered that, oh yeah, the Heisman was tonight.
I respect this young man's decision. And I'm not giving him a for what because he did something stupid or he did something wrong or something like that. But my question really is for what? Chase Young, when asked about returning to Ohio State for his senior season, responded, that's the plan. My response is for what? What do you have to gain by going back to school for your senior season?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
If you're Chase Young, you can always go back to school and get your degree. I don't know how old Ohio State is, but Tennessee has been around since the 1800s, something like that.
Long time.
And so it ain't going anywhere. You can always go back to school. You are the potential #1 overall draft pick. If not #1, #2. You have a chance to win a championship. Maybe if you don't win a championship, you want to come back and win that championship. But the only thing you're doing is setting yourself up to get hurt next year and lose out on millions and millions of dollars. And I understand money's not everything. But we've seen guys like Matt Leinart come back and lose a lot of money. Went from being the #1 overall pick to being a 10th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. We saw Peyton come back, and he actually benefited. He still was #1 overall pick and went to the Colts and had a wonderful career, probably one of the best careers in NFL history.
There's just no need
Why
for him
come
to come
back if you Chase Young?
No, I think he's just saying that to avoid further questions, although I don't know if that's going to stop further questions throughout this playoff process. But you can make the case that Chase Young was the best player in all of college football this year.
He did say, I'm not even worried about anything in the future. I'm just worried about beating Clemson right now. And that should be his focus. That should be what he says. But if he's thinking about coming back next year, I'm saying for what?
He's not going to fall past #2 in the draft.
Why come back?
Why come back and risk injury? Or heck, being suspended again.
It ain't worth it. Let's go to Brad. Brad, what you got?
Going back to the Heisman conversation, we talk about on the show, it's all about how you package things, guys. What could have been a very sincere, genuine, congratulatory type of deal for the Ohio State football Twitter account, they send out just a kid from Southeast Ohio. Congratulations, Joe Burrow, with a picture of Joe Burrow in an Ohio State helmet back when he was on campus, a player working for them, with his tongue out. I think you can have that same text, that same tweet with a different picture of maybe him in LSU gear, one from this year, and it is genuine and is sought that way. But this is a little questionable. For what, man? I think you could package that a little bit better if you're Ohio State.
The picture makes it weird, though, Brad.
Exactly.
I thought the tweet was classy.
Yep.
Joe Burrow, from what I saw, the quotes from the Heisman Trophy speech, he gave a shout out to Ohio State football, and he mentioned where he's from. And we talked about repping your hometown and repping your city. We were talking about kind of Memphis and some of our Memphis players, and want to rep their hometown. Joe Burrow did the same thing during his Heisman speech. From the comments I read about his speech, classy by Ohio State, a little weird with the photo. That's all. That's how I feel about that. Joe Burrow should have transferred. Ohio State played a quarterback that is now in the NFL, and Joe Burrow over time has improved. Joe Burrow wasn't as good last year. He was not anywhere close to being the quarterback that he is now at this time last year. So you got to give credit to him and his development, the coaches, and the players around him, because he's the first overall pick. He's the first quarterback off the board in a lot of mock drafts, and it's because of how much he's improved. So to say that, he shouldn't have been, he should have been a starter at Ohio State based on what he is now, I just think that's inaccurate, and I think it's a lazy take. But classy by Ohio State, just a little weird with the whole photo of Joe Burrow wearing Ohio State gear. So for what? Yeah.
You know what stinks? Is that after this season, my Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have to deal with Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson 6 times a year.
You don't have to worry about Baker Mayfield.
I'm not worried about the Browns, but Baker does have the talent if they can get it all figured out.
I think he needs a coach.
Yeah, they're gonna bring back Freddie Kitchens. They talking about bringing him back.
Please do. I think that's a great decision.
Yeah, they're gonna bring him back.
Great for you and me.
I think the Bengals should draft Chase Young, keep Andy Dalton as the quarterback. I think that'd be a smart move by the Bengals. But Joe Burrow's without a doubt the number 1 overall pick. Chase Young is probably the safest pick in the draft. I don't know if you'd agree with me on that, but I know that Chase Young is going to have a great career. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a really good career at the NFL.
If I'm the Bengals, I'm probably going Chase Young.
You just can't pass up a quarterback in this league if one's there.
Yeah, but you can't pass up an edge rusher like that either. We're talking about potentially the next Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
But if you're an offensive coach like Zach Taylor is with the Bengals, you are shortening your cushion. Any room for the grace period of you trying to right the ship, I think you are expediting that process if you don't select a quarterback.
Yeah, but are you making the decisions if you're Zach Taylor? Or
that's a great point.
Is it the GM? Is it the GM making the decisions? Not every organization has a head coach and GM that are in harmony like your Ravens with Ozzie Newsome and Harbaugh over the last 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Yeah, you never know. Remember the Raiders and the Redskins, they had a coach who wanted one player, but the GM wanted a different player.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened before too.
And then also, what about A.J. Green? Are you going to get the quarterback to utilize A.J. Green, or do you try to move on from A.J. Green?
When you look at the Raiders' kind of game plan, they traded away a lot of their assets for first-round picks, and now those first-round picks turned into, cornerstone players for a long time for the organization.
Yep.
Jacobs and,
Clelin
Ferrell there. And, hey, John Gruden was laughed at, but his team is right there in contention. They probably won't make the playoffs, but they
had an ugly loss.
Yeah, they had
in the final game in the Black Pit yesterday, or the Black Hole, whatever they call it.
Yeah, the Black Hole. They had a nice run mid-season a couple weeks ago, the Raiders. So, I mean, if you're the Bengals, what do you do? Bengals haven't had a history of making right decisions, though, from the front office. They kept Marvin Lewis there way, way too long, in my opinion. But we'll see.
How would you all assess John Gruden's job?
Better than I thought.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I would say. I agree.
Yeah, especially with all the turmoil and off the field news heading into the season.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Antonio Brown, when he is playing football and when he is locked in and focused and being utilized properly, he is without a doubt the best wide receiver in the league. I 1,000% believe that. But even with all that talent, he is still an addition by subtraction. The Steelers got better without him in the locker room. The Raiders got better without him in the locker room. The Patriots got better, maybe not a lot, but they did get a little bit better without him in the locker room and didn't want to bring him back.
Boy, the Patriots sure they could use him right now.
The Steelers could use him right now. The Raiders could use him right now, but he's not worth the headache. It just goes to show, no matter how talented you are, you can reach a point to where you are just, it's not worth it.
Yeah. D. Cody, any thought on Urban Meyer being at the Redskins game? Think he would step up to an NFL job? Yeah, I think he's ready to make that jump. I want to see how he fares at the NFL game. He's obviously one of the best coaches in college football history. Take a step up, man. Spurrier did it. Saban did it. Pete Carroll did it. Let's see if you can do it, Urban. Go for it. Swain Event.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Soreness, bumps, and bruises are a part of everyday life, whether you're a Vol or not. Surgery can be too, even for weekend warriors. Something that can get you back to feeling your best is therapeutic massage. If you've had surgery or are feeling the wear and tear of life, give our friends at In Touch Massage Knoxville a visit. They have a hand-picked staff and offer a clinical focus for folks going through joint replacement and cancer treatment. They serve neurological patients like those being treated for MS, ALS, and Parkinson's. Their staff even includes a lymphedema specialist. Plus, they offer a great relaxation massage. Don't ignore your pain any longer. Let the therapists from In Touch Massage Knoxville help. Located just west of downtown Knoxville at 601 South Concord Street, or find them online at intouchmassagenknoxville.com and on the phone at 865-236-1425.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around.
Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Here's the thing that really stinks about Lamonte Turner being hurt and still playing. We as fans, what is one thing that we appreciate more than anything from our players is when they play hurt. We want them to give their all for Tennessee. And Lamonte is doing that. And unfortunately, because of his injury, it is affecting him more than we anticipated. I was sitting behind the basket in section 113, and in the first half, Lamonte shot the ball from the right wing, so opposite of the Memphis bench. And when the ball left his hands, it didn't have a prayer. It barely hit the front of the rim.
His shots aren't even close now.
They're not close, man. It was offline. It was short. It just didn't look good at all. And at what point do you say, all right, we gotta take you out or limit your minutes because you're hurting the team? And I don't know if Rick Barnes can even do that because I don't know who you replace Lamonte with.
Well, to be honest with you, I'd rather see Bowden go back to the bench than Lamonte, because at least with Lamonte, Brad's point earlier, and I made this point a couple of times throughout the season, yes, Lamonte's not shooting the ball well right now, and there have been some games where he has had a high number of turnovers, but I don't know if the stat is still the same after the weekend, but he's still the SEC leader in assists per game. He's still getting his teammates involved. He's still rebounding the basketball. Yeah. He's still picking up steals.
Impacting the basketball game.
Yes, in other ways. Unfortunately, it's not the most notable areas of the game, but he is still impacting the game on the defensive end, playing great defense, getting his teammates involved, running the offense. His shot's not falling because of the shoulder. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to get on to him about his shot, because I think he's being a warrior right now with the way he's trying to battle through this shoulder injury. The problem I have with Lamonte is the turnovers. That's when Lamonte kind of gets me out of sorts, or when maybe he does tend to force a shot here and there. That's when I get frustrated with Lamonte. But to be quite honest, because of the shoulder, I'm giving him a pass for the shooting. It's just an unfortunate situation. Like you said, Swain, I mean, who are you going to put in over him? And my thing of why I would put Bowden on the bench instead of Lamonte is, A, we saw Bowden get better last year when he moved to the bench. B, Bowden's not affecting the game in any other way when he's struggling to shoot the basketball. So I think that would do him some good. But even with Bowden, who are you going to put in over him? Josiah is going to be one of your three starters. They're kind of playing positionless basketball to where Bowden, Turner, and Josiah are serving as your 1, 2, and 3. But if you take Bowden off the bench, then who are you putting in over him? Are you putting Pember in the lineup? Are you putting Devontae Gaines in the lineup? I don't know that that's worth it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here next week when Tennessee takes on Cincinnati.
We'll see Wednesday.
Yeah, South Kakalaki, not next week, but this week, this week. South Kakalaki Vol says, I have confidence in the coaching staff getting talent, but there's no reason why we should be behind South Carolina, North Carolina, Washington, and have Nebraska nipping at our heels. Talking about the recruiting class. And Tennessee right now is 19th, according to 247 Sports, okay? We have 18 commitments. South Carolina has 19 commitments. Look at what's going on in South Carolina. If you look at both programs, who is in a better place? Will Muschamp or Jeremy Pruitt?
It's not even close, Tennessee.
That's going to work itself out. Carolina has one more player than Tennessee. Nebraska, they're at 20. Okay.
And I'll say Jeremy Pruitt's in a better situation than Scott Frost. Scott Frost underperformed this year.
North Carolina is sitting at 17. North Carolina has 26 commitments, folks. North Carolina has more commitments than any team in the top 50. North Carolina has 26 commitments, and they are at 17th. Washington is at 22. But who cares about Washington? We're not going to play Washington. We don't recruit the same players as Washington 99% of the time. Tennessee is going to go out and probably sign 9 more kids.
And one of them might be Darnell Washington, which if Tennessee were to land Darnell Washington, that's probably a big a big boost in the rankings.
Miami's is at 15 with 20. Oregon is at 16 with 22. Notre Dame is at 17. Penn State is at 12, and they have 27 commitments. They're done. Michigan's at 25. They're done, except for maybe a couple here and there. Florida's at 24. They're done, except for maybe 2 or 3. Maybe. Ohio State has 25. Alabama has 25. Tennessee's at 19, and we only have 18 commitments. We have 9 more spots that we possibly can fill, according to Jesse Simonton of VolQuest. So, relax. Relax.
Aaron Rodgers style?
Relax. Period.
Well, and then the other thing is, I've really gotten to the point now to where I'm starting to just could care less about the recruiting rankings. I really could. I look at them as reference points. I think we all do. But Tennessee's own personal rankings are different than 247's rankings. And quite frankly, I'm going to trust Jeremy Pruitt's rankings better than 247's or more than 247's. And that's nothing against Barton Simmons and those guys. They do tremendous work. But Jeremy Pruitt is the head football coach at Tennessee and supposed to be a defensive genius, and Jim Chaney's supposed to be an offensive genius. I trust their evaluations more just based off of their positions. And
that's just showing trust in the developmental process and trust in the coaching staff to create the players that they can envision when they're walking into these homes, whether they're a 3-star or a 5-star. You didn't have that confidence with the coaching staff with the previous regime.
Tennessee is in a position to create a ton of momentum if they win this bowl game. And then next season, they start the season off right, win some games, and they don't put themselves in a hole like they did at the beginning of this season. Next season, I anticipate Tennessee to be in a better place ranking-wise, if you want to say that, ranking-wise. But in Pruitt's second season, you had a rough start. You finished strong on the football field. I think Tennessee is going to finish kind of where they did last year. They'll get some really good players. They'll get some great freshman talent that'll come in and contribute early like we saw this year. The most important thing here is the development, though. You got to get the players. I understand that. But what's the point of getting them if you can't develop them? Pruitt has evidence. He has evidence more this year than he did with his first class. Now, Bryce Thompson, Alontae Taylor, those are two guys that you can show recruits. Look at these two players that we developed. Two. This class, I was at the basketball game. I saw where our football players were honored. You had Eric Gray. You had Henry To'oTo'o. You had Darnell Wright. You had Wanye Morris. You had a lot of dudes, freshmen that played, contributed, and you have double the number of guys you can show recruits that you have developed. That doesn't even account for Kovaris Crouch. So the first class, some people call it class 0.
Yep.
I don't call it class 0 because those players matter. Alontae matters. Bryce Thompson matters. I'm not going to sit here and say that class doesn't count. That class counts. But we just understand there's an asterisk next to it because it's his first class and he was going from a defense coordinator coaching in a championship game to taking a head coaching job. So I don't like saying that class don't count. I don't like doing that because you're discrediting those players in that class. And those players, some of those players are really good players for us this year, but you understand the circumstances. This year, this staff, they have more evidence to use to recruit really good players. And so next year, I expect better recruiting rankings at this point of the year. But Tennessee's going to finish strong, man. I mean, we're only at 18, and we're going to sign 9 more.
Yeah, and as Pruitt continues to have success, hopefully he'll continue to have success, they'll be able to sign more the Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Florida type players that you need to win the East. It's the same as the basketball program. Rick Barnes was not able to sign 5 stars, high 4 stars when he first took over. There isn't a 4-star or 5-star that wanted to come to Tennessee when Rick Barnes first took over, but he got his guys in here. He developed them. He developed a culture and won with it, and now he is enjoying the fruits of his labor because now he's able to go out and sign your 5 stars, your Jaden Springers, your Keon Johnsons, your Corey Walkers. And so I think it's going to be a similar path for Pruitt, assuming that he has similar success to Rick Barnes.
Podunk Vol makes a point that I'm trusting Pruitt with his analytics and charts. He put the analytics and charts in quotations because we're seeing on the field development, i.e. Najee Warrior. I didn't even mention the upperclassmen that were developed. I mentioned freshmen. So now if you are Pruitt and Ansley, you can sell the fact that look what you did with Najee Warrior. Najee Warrior is actually able to be sold more in a more effective way than even Darnell, but even Henry To'oTo'o.
Or Jalen McCullough.
Because, yeah, they came in and contributed and played as freshmen and made an impact. But what's even more impressive is you took Najee Warrior, who was a 4-star from Georgia, a 5-star in other states. He didn't have a great start to his career. But then you took him and made him all SEC.
A draft pick, probably.
You need more examples of that to go out there and sell to these recruits. And then you'll see Tennessee climb in the recruiting rankings.
Well, then Podunk Vol also made another great point in that message that Lyle had us brainwashed with the recruiting rankings, and we saw where that got us.
Yeah.
And so, and Pruitt's
us. I don't know about us
as a fan base, and that's why people are gung ho about the recruiting rankings is because it's the only thing that they have to go off of. Because quite frankly, whether Jeremy Pruitt and his evaluations, they may be wrong, they may be right. 247, they may be wrong, they may be right. Same with Rivals, same with ESPN. But we won't know until 2 or 3 years down the road from now.
Maybe even longer than that. I saw a graphic that Bart Simmons put up, and it had the top-rated dual threat quarterbacks in the 2015 class, and it had Jawan Jennings number 5, and then it had Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow listed behind Jawan. And those guys won, they won Heisman trophies.
And Sam Darnold,
yeah.
who was a first-round pick.
Yeah, so, I mean, you just don't know until 4 or 5 years down the road.
Yeah, so my overall point is that I'm going to trust Pruitt and his evaluations, and then down the road, we will reevaluate the situation.
South Kakalaki Vol comes back and says, thanks for clearing that up, guys. I didn't know we could sign 9 more players. I just thought Wednesday we'll have some momentum coming off 5 straight wins or whatever it was. Let's go to the phones. I've been waiting on this phone call. Let's get to Devontae. Devontae, good morning.
Ooh, wait!
Where you been, man?
How y'all fellas doing?
I'm wonderful, man.
I was off today, man. You know, every other Monday I'm off, and I usually on this Monday right here. This is my late Monday. I call you late. So I've been, you know, ear to it there, here and there. You know, I want to hear more about Indiana today, man. I want to call in and just really bore y'all with what y'all already knew, man. Hey, all them turnovers, I told you. But hey, no, for real, on a more serious note about that game, man. 'Cause I really want to talk football, but ain't enough time. But look, I'm serious enough about that game.
Pause. Memphis had 17 and Tennessee had 9.
He's still optimistic,
Hey, y'all 9 mattered more than 9-17.
I mean, I guess it came down to making shots, and Memphis had a play where they just took the ball away from us, after a rebound with Folke, and just they made those plays. And you tipped your cap to Memphis. They did a good job coming in with 2 starters being out, and Tennessee missed an opportunity, man. Tennessee got outplayed, period. They got outplayed, man.
Man, what? I know y'all just was talking about Lamonte, but I know Lamonte been going through it all year anyway. That's why I said he was gonna need a good game, and he didn't. But man, okay, Lamonte going through it. That's cool. What in the HE double hockey stick is wrong with Jordan Bell?
You tell us.
I don't know, man.
Dude, is he sick? Did he got the flu or something?
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's finals week. It got to him.
It's something.
Man, some got to him. That boy is, I don't know what happened to him this year, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Memphis fan. I tell y'all I like Tennessee. But Bowden is somebody I've been looking at ever since he been at Tennessee because he a Tennessee guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he born and raised from Tennessee. And I like to see Bowden, make it further. But, woo, I thought Bowden was going to be the new Bone, but
No, he has not stepped up, man. And it's funny because I sit here talking to Stanley, who runs the place here at Beatty Chevrolet during the break, and he made a really good point. In recent years, whenever we would lose a score, another score would emerge. So think about when Kevin Punter, who is just a scorer. Remember, before him, it was the Orange Mamba. It was Jordan McRae. And then when that group left, Josh Richardson stepped into that role, and he became a scorer. His first time here at Tennessee, he was a defensive guy. His offensive game developed, and then he became a scorer. We lost a couple scores last year, Grant Williams, Albert Schofield, and we just haven't been able to replace that scoring like we've seen in recent years. Even when Tennessee wasn't as good, you still had a new scorer emerge, and we just haven't had that this year.
Yeah, that's like you say, y'all always keep a score. And I think it's a score on that team, man. I think, Rick coached different than a lot of coaches. That's why Rick a good coach, don't get me wrong. Rick coached different. When Josiah James was on, he kept giving him the ball. But the second half, it wasn't a whole lot of Josiah Jones. Now I'm going to call him by his real name. But Josiah was killing. And Josiah was the best person on the court the first 15 minutes. In my eyes, for both teams.
Yeah, he was.
And they needed to feed him more. But that ain't how Rick worked, so.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one play, and Devontae, thanks for the phone call. I saw one play where Penny just gave the ball to a guy and said, clear out.
Yep. Clear
out. Here's the ball. Clear out. And he got to the basket, made the bucket. And maybe that's the difference.
AAU ISO ball.
Yeah, it worked Saturday.
It works in today's day and age of basketball, at the professional ranks, at the college ranks.
It worked Saturday. I don't know if it works all the time in college, but it worked Saturday.
Well,
in an NBA game is that game.
Yes.
But it worked Saturday for Memphis. I think saying anything else is too far because there's really good basketball teams who are ranked in the top 5, top 10, They don't operate that way. Coach K doesn't operate like that. Tom Izzo doesn't operate like that. And those are good basketball coaches that do not use that brand of offensive basketball as much as Penny did. But it worked Saturday. I think that's what we can say. Let's get to Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning.
Leave it to a Memphis basketball fan to bring up a stat and not even know what it is.
I know, man. Devontae turn the ball over and go, what? Y'all had 8 more
Turn
turnovers.
the ball over. Y'all turned the ball over 17 times to Tennessee's 9.
Say we can't shoot. Say we got punked. You can say that because that's what happened. But the turnovers, I mean, that wasn't Tennessee's problem.
Guys, I never really had a good feeling about this game for the simple fact of, do we know who our scorers are?
Nope.
We know who they're supposed to be.
We lost
Yeah,
60%
we know who
of our
they're
scoring from
supposed
last
to
year.
be, and we thought we was going to get all this great guard play, but, I mean, we don't have a consistent shooter.
Nope.
It's, last year, we could depend on Grant Williams. We could depend on Admiral, so on and so forth. This year, there's been nobody that's consistent. There's been nobody that's like, hey, when the game's on the line, I want to make sure this guy has the ball. It just hasn't been the case.
Correct. Folky's been the most consistent player on this team from beginning of the season to this point.
Him and Pons.
Folky.
I don't know if it's due to the fact that we don't have that inside presence like we thought we were going to have with Uros, but this team's going to have to figure out what their identity is.
Yeah. Yep. Ken says losing Jordan Bone from last year's team hurt this team every bit as much as losing Admiral and Grant, maybe more.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree.
Absolutely. Guys, before I go, I just want to say a big congratulations to my Navy midshipmen. Survive!
Navy beat the brakes off Army. Whew.
Yeah, Army had a tough year.
Put him on a highlight reel, man. Broke the old boy's ankles twice.
I only got to see the first quarter.
Oh,
but I got to see the lone Army touchdown. I want to say this real quick before we end the show on Tennessee basketball. Everything that Volstorm just brought up is true, and I absolutely agree with him. I know you do as well, Swaino, with Tennessee not knowing who the go-to scorer is at the end of the game. We know who it should be, but now because those guys are underperforming, that they are – I mean, we don't know who to get the ball to. Just because it's a different guy every night, it feels like. We know who we want taking the last shot. But my overall point is that it feels all doom and gloom with this basketball team, but Tennessee just lost to a top 10 basketball team, a very talented Memphis basketball team, while missing 1,000 shots that it normally makes. Like that was not indicative of the true 2019-20 Tennessee basketball team. And I'm not saying that Tennessee is going to go on and win the SEC, but Tennessee is going to win basketball games this year. So it feels doom and gloom, but I don't think it'll prove to be the case.
10 seconds, Brad. Any closing remarks, sir? To you.
I mean, like Ben said, you have 17 turnovers, you shoot 25% as a team, and you lose to a top 10, top 15 team by 2 scores. I don't think it's that bad, but definitely somewhat concerning on the offensive end. But promise.
Let's see if they can fix it on Wednesday. For Brad Matthews, Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain, live from Beatty Chevrolet, 9615 Parkside Drive. Please go to the Emerald Youth Christmas store and contribute to help stock the Christmas store so we can bless some families this holiday season. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Peace and love. We are out.